This this is the Code Breaker. This is Paradox.
This is DC. What's going on, man? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up, man? Back
What's
at it
going on?
again on this Monday. Man, you got 2 more weeks, man, before our Cowboys do their thing, man. And you know, I'm 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 DC for life, man. Cowboy for life. So that's what it also stands for. And you know, I stand with Dak, man. I stand with Dak, bruh. But I think you may be right, man. I think you may be right. Um, they trying to get our boy. They trying to get our boy up out of here, man. They trying to get him up out the paint, bruh.
I
They
know.
trying to get him up out of here, man. But I think that I just love that they're just going to they're going to force him to play up to a certain standard, man. And I think they're gonna just it's gonna be shocking. What will really be a troll job. He wins the Super Bowl and then he said, "Well, I'm out."
Oh man, that'd
I'm
be
out of here. I'm going to
uh,
another team. Shit. Yeah. Pull a Jamie Foxx, get up on the podium. Be like, I'm out of here. Mike uh Mike McCarthy get up there too and be like, hey, you know what? Hey, I'm out too. And they go to a you remember that shit at the end of Any Given Sunday?
absolutely. It was great.
Yeah. Jamie Foxx.
Best part of the movie, really.
On any given Sunday. Shout out to Jamie Foxx, man. Get healthy, man. Get better, bro. So, man, but enough of that. We'll get back to that on some time. But yeah, man, I stand with four, man. I stand with four for sure.
Yeah, all day, every day.
You already know what it is, bro.
Oh,
Um, but you was on that. You was doing your grind work, man. Welcome and getting in your conservative work, man. Busting your chops around the sphere. So how was it, man? Give me the rundown, man. What y'all guys were talking about, man, over there at good brother BMT's.
it was rough. It was rough, man.
Man, but you're the Sith Lord,
Think
man.
I think I was protecting the Democrats for several hours.
They probably like, man, they're cool.
I need to reprogram these so-called conservatives.
They say, man, they cool with DC, man. Of course he'll live. Of course he'll live, man. He's liberal. Lefty commie.
They definitely believe you guys are communist. They don't want. They need to come out and say it. I don't know why they even talking to everybody. It's like, hey,
They said, man, they said it all the time, man. Yeah. Think they
well, yeah, we're just talking about politics mostly. A lot of good call, a lot of conversation about history and everything else, and really, well, what triggered probably BMT kicked it off with the shootings, the unfortunate thing that happened in Florida.
Oh yeah.
And then that wove itself into talking about this Vivek thing, which I want you to play in a minute. But and then that just took it everywhere at that point. I mean, when you're telling when you huh?
Yeah, no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying when you're telling black people that there's no issues based off of race, like I said, it's an insane position. You can be a conservative and you can also be race conscious. I mean, it's an imperative to understand race in this country. It's the foundation and fundamental principles of this place, of all of the Americas, really, but 1000% this particular place. And so to play games with that is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because I can get with the politics, but we're not gonna do I don't even know you put the word black in front of the conservative part. Just be a conservative and don't even recognize blackness whatsoever. What's the point? I mean, why waste your breath?
Well, that's part of it, man. It's just like, to
No, it's
say,
deception. Just be a conservative and keep it
I,
moving.
I know, but what I'm saying is the reason
It's
why
an oxymoron
you
anyway, based off of
introduce
that
yourself,
political party.
introduce yourself is to say, well, I'm not part of the so-called lefty train or the black feminist movement or any of this type of deal. And, I'm separating myself as a real man as a real black man.
Wow.
You understand? So I'm black
But
conservative.
you don't. But you don't deny race and then apply race to your name that you carry. It makes no sense. So you're telling me that what your people in the conservative party identify? They don't do identity politics, but they
They
identify
don't
people
do
within their group as black. That doesn't
exactly.
even make any sense.
That's how I
And
knew
they
it was
shouldn't
a
be calling
facade.
themselves white.
That's how I
Should just
knew
be
it was a
nationalist or
facade.
whatever, right? It's just it doesn't make
Absolutely,
any sense.
absolutely.
If
You
you
know,
can't get past that, then we don't need to talk about nothing else. What is the point? What's the conversation about?
they were trying to move away from that though. They would say, "Hey, let's just be American." Like
Right. Go
put the
ahead.
white nationalism to the back. But
Yeah.
when
Tell the
that
whites to give up
came,
whiteness. Right.
yeah, when that
Sure.
came back up around when good old Barry was in office for a while.
Barry
Uh,
Goldwater? Who? What? Who'd
no,
you
no,
say?
no. The Barry, the recent one that
Oh.
they call Barry. Good old Obama.
Oh, I got you. I got you. I got you.
Get Jesse Lee. What you think about Obama? Beta,
Beta.
beta man. He beta man. What a beta
A, ma-
man.
a man that cannot live his principles. It's crazy.
Exactly. And you over there filling on white boys.
Right.
They say on your producing stuff. Be like, well, I'm not really gay. I just like to play
Right.
around. I
Right.
like to play around.
Right. I'm fluid.
No, I'm a man. That's what men do. Man do that.
Right.
Man play around.
Hmm.
All right, Jesse Lee, the booty warrior. Get out of here, man. Get out of there, bruh. Like
Yeah. Get him up out of there.
that's why I'm saying like the mentality that it takes to obfuscate history, because there are things that you just can't talk about if you're going to do that. So now you're going to trap yourself in your own talking point. And then when you do have a great talking point, because everything that you're going to use is so against what I would call us a so-called lefty, you're going to use race as a blocking, as a deflecting shield. Well, boom, all you use it. All you talk about is black stuff. Boom, all you do is it. Well, why do I do that? Why is there a there?
Right.
You know. If you're saying that that's not a good solution, then yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. I can get with that. I understand that part.
Hmm.
I can understand where the solutions didn't work, or they wasn't even basically good things that were actually done. There were bad things. You can go
Right.
down the list of things. We can make concessions to concede a point.
Hmm.
But if we're just going to sit up here and just deny reality about what's going on, why are you trying to obfuscate somebody that admitted that they was killing people for racial reasons? Why would you
Yep.
do that?
Yeah,
Why would you take?
you had
Why
white
would you
folks in
take the word?
Africa hunting human beings, bro. They was out there hunting human beings,
Exactly.
claiming that they weren't humans, pygmies and
It
stuff.
just we already talked about basically trying to eliminate the Aboriginals in Australia. They failed, by the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, they
Rabbit-proof
failed.
fence didn't work.
Nope.
Didn't work. They tried hard, very, very hard. Basically, none of those people actually became. I don't even think most of their experiments even brought out a white person. They looked very tanned. They wasn't like Vivek at the end all set, but they look
Right.
very like
Them genes are too strong in my
they
Aboriginal
look
people,
they
man.
look very much like, say, like Halle Berry's son looks, which is, I think, her previous husband that's getting paid what $8,000, getting eight a clip now is
Right.
Oliver.
All right.
Oliver
That's
had
right.
that olive skin, so then her son, or I think their son or their daughter, both of their children, they got this tan that won't never go away. So they just look, they look like island people. But what they got the light eyes and shit, like the light eyes and all that type of stuff. They don't look, they're not white people. They're not gonna be white. They're not gonna fall into the
No.
classification. So
No.
that's
And
the
we did not
problem.
get on Hitler. I would have loved to hear. I'm gonna have to go to their channels. Though. I love to hear the Hitler conversation.
Oh man.
And we didn't even get into eugenics. I mean, it's just so many things. And you know what's
And
funny, even about the negative birth rates. I said if race didn't matter, we probably wouldn't have a negative birth rate in this country. When they're talking about negative birth rate, they're talking about the white race.
Yeah.
Documented, stated
Yeah.
specifically.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Made no
Who's more
mistake about it.
who's more fertile than Latino women?
Oh
Second to
yeah.
black women and last to white women.
I think they had washed is it Matt Wash the
From
the
Daily Wire or the other one?
Daily Wire one where he was basically I think he was talking with someone about um not creating enough white babies that basically
I know, of
that
course.
America needs to go back to their
On
culture,
the
their
record.
values. Yeah, on record. Yeah, yeah, they're feeling that strain, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But yeah, man, we can get into the video, man. If you got to pull it up, man, we can get into this video, chop it up real quick, and then get the hell up out of here, man. Because
I want to see you listen to this video and only talk for 30 minutes about it. I want to see that. Can't can't wait to see this.
I'll try. I haven't even watched this yet, so this is my first time watching it. So this is
And I'm gonna let you stop it wherever you want to stop it. And I want to see how many
sure.
times you're gonna talk about this and not let it play through. You might let it all play through. We'll see.
Ramaswamy defends comments about white supremacy and the KKK. Man, they already got you tagged in. Fair
Right.
use. Fair use. Fair use, baby. Fair use. I see they got you on the light makeup today. Got your good lighting in. And they got you all brightened. Got you all brightened up. Got you as bright as you can be. Good, man. Good, man. You ain't looking like
but that phenotype ain't going nowhere.
yeah, you ain't looking like OJ on this one. I got you, man. I got you. No Newsweek covers. But yeah, man. Everybody, thanks for coming through. If everybody's actually come through, we appreciate you guys, man. I guess we're just gonna go ahead and do a quick snippet on this video and yeah, talk about it. So you ready?
Yep, let's get it.
Let's go.
Presidential candidate, Vivek Ramaswamy. Thank you so much for joining me this morning, sir. I want to start with what I began the program with, which is this racist shooter killing 3 Black people in Jacksonville yesterday. What is your reaction to the shooting?
It is such a tragedy, and my heart goes out to those families. This should not be happening in the United States of America, and it is wrong. The reality is we have a mental health epidemic in this country. There are reports that this particular individual, the perpetrator, was indeed evaluated for mental health deficiencies as well. And I think we need to have the courage in this country to bring back a practice of putting back psychiatrically ill people who pose a risk to their communities into psychiatric institutions, not just drugging them up, but faith-based approaches and other approaches that fill our longing for purpose and meaning in this country. I think it is just a shame that we even have mass shootings like this, be it the one that happened in Florida, be it the recent one, the Nashville shooter in a Christian school, killing 6 in a school. We have to address that mental health epidemic, and we need leaders with the courage to do it. But my heart goes out to those families, and I hope something like this never happens again.
Mental health is one aspect of these shootings, and apparently, and we're still learning a lot about what happened. The facts are still coming out. Also, this was very much apparently racially motivated. The sheriff there said point blank that this shooter had manifestos coming, 3 manifestos, and said specifically that he went to this dollar store with the intent of killing Black people.
I think that is heinous and deserves to be called out for what it is. The reality is we've created such a racialized culture in this country in the last several years that right as the last few burning embers of racism were burning out, we have a culture in this country largely created by media and establishment and universities and politicians that throw kerosene on that racism. And I can think of no better way to feel.
I know. Hold on. Now I know he's not trying to make this political as far as like this particular person being radicalized. Like that is not like a real thing where you get the manifestos created, what generate this animus, the reason why he feels the way that he does about his particular point or station in this country and what whiteness has to do with that. Why is that not actually addressed? So it's weird because he's keep on trying to put it off on it being a mental issue. Yeah, racism. A lot of people would say in its manifestation, especially in its more ugly manifestations, is a mental illness. Okay, granted, but that still doesn't take away from the historic kind of narrative that's set through this, or what this basically applies to. And that's why I'm kind of surprised that he just didn't lean into that and say that we should be better than this racism. Like, he could still do that even as a Republican, but it's like he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to actually curb that vote that he knows that's on the right.
Mm-hmm.
He knows it.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not going to use those words. He's not going to say racism. He's not going to say.
Mm-hmm.
I already know he's not going to even say it. He's not going to say this was a racist act.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to keep it mental. It looked like he practiced too. I don't know if he got the questions or whatnot.
Absolutely.
But I can tell that he's kind of prepped to answer these questions, but he's not really answering the questions.
He's never gonna answer. He's very good to make his talking points pre-canned statements.
Right.
A lot of times he makes it sound like he's naturally saying it off the cuff. Good at that.
Yeah. But you could tell it's like he takes a breath before he answers. He thinks about it and he said, "Okay, I'm gonna talk about it this way. I got to make sure that I do not even give a tell about race at all. Can't bring up race. Can't bring up any of the history at all."
He gonna bring it up, but you're gonna see how he's gonna bring it up.
Okay.
Fuel racism in this country than to take something away from other people on the basis of their skin color. I've been saying that for years. And I think that is driving, sadly, a new wave of anti-Black and anti-Hispanic racism in this country. I think the right way forward is if we want to stop hate and discrimination on the basis of race, let's stop discriminating on the basis of race and see what unites us as Americans, because I do not think this kind of racial division and any division is good for us as the United States.
I believe that there are a lot of people of color in this country who don't think it was just lasting embers of racism, but that a lot more work had to be done, particularly given the history of the systemic racism in this country with slavery and beyond. I want to ask you about a comment that you made about white supremacy in Iowa on Friday.
I've never once encountered that yet. I'm sure the boogeyman white supremacist exists somewhere in America. I've just never met him. Never seen one. Never met one in my life, right? Maybe I'll meet a unicorn sooner, and maybe those exist too.
Hold on, where was he at? Where was this at?
At the Ohio. Oh, I don't know what I didn't look at the screen.
Hold on.
I think he's at the Iowa. Is that the one? Yeah, I think that's the one because he puts that thing up behind him all the time.
Yeah, for context, I need to know the location because I think his audience.
Iowa, Ohio. Not the caucus. I can't remember, but it's a small group of people in Ohio that he's talking to. Regular folk.
Let me hear this one more time. I just really need to hear this.
All white audience.
Yeah. I kind of figured that, but you see how he got the makeup on in this one. See how dark he was in that particular video compared to this.
Absolutely, yeah.
He's like 2 or 3 shades lighter, man. Good job, Vivek.
Systemic racism in this country with slavery and beyond. I want to ask you about a comment that you made about white supremacy in Iowa on Friday.
Oh.
I've never once encountered that yet. I'm sure the boogeyman white supremacist exists somewhere in America. I've just never met him. Never seen one. Never met one in my life, right? Maybe I'll meet a unicorn sooner, and maybe those exist too.
See, this is where you get in trouble because see this is the thing. This is when you just hammer them on the history. Unicorn, Iowa. I beg your pardon. Cue up Dr. Umar. I beg your pardon. For real? Redlining, loans, busing in this country. It's too many things, and we're talking about racism to the degree of it being a system at that. Mass incarceration. You have a whole president sitting in the White House right now admitting to the racism that he basically passed in the 90s, admitting that it was a mistake, admitting that it was racially driven, admitting these things. whole reports written by the FBI on on the police force basically having a racism problem in America in the Secret Service. But they had to take off January 6th, which was probably already known, by the way. They had to relieve over 1,000 people, 1,000 officers basically on active duty because they was compromised because of their political beliefs. Come on, man. What are you talking about? There's nothing numerous or kind of it's not Fantasy Island or anything like that. No, this is a very, very real thing, man. The fantasy comes from what he's saying. Oh, unicorns and stuff like that. You're bringing up the fantasy stuff, but people are bringing up real things. The Jacksonville shooter, that's a real thing. I mean, it's amazing, though. It's amazing. He got manifesto.
It's unbelievable.
Manifesto stating this is racially driven. The reason why I'm doing this is because I'm doing this for my race, for the white race.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mentally ill. Yes, correct. Was he mentally charged, and does he have history to back up his mental illness? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. You could go that vein. That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't have, all solutions do not have to be the same. But for somebody that's this dark skinned, that's clearly a non-white person, right, that reads this way, and then he's trying to kind of put you at ease by saying, I don't believe in racism. It doesn't exist. It never affected me in a certain way. Then you being real disingenuous, because if I'm not mistaken, I know that his parents, especially if they got here, and I think he was born in this country, if I'm not mistaken, right? He wasn't born in India, right?
Nope, he was born here.
Yeah, so he's 38 years old.
Minnesota, I think. I forget. Ohio, yeah. Indiana, one of them.
Yeah, he's been here ever since the 80s. Come on, man.
38.
Stop. Just stop it.
and all those companies that wouldn't do business with him were all ran by white people.
Yeah, just the fact that you you know what I love about it, though, for sure, though. This is just another examination of how you have to delude yourself this much to fit into that particular party, to even have a real political conversation. Be like, no, I don't see race. I don't believe in it at all. This, not other, to put people at ease. And this is probably something that people that are not black or non-white have to do. They probably don't even have to do it. You can still just keep your neutral position. You don't have to speak on it, but you feel like you got to, because you know you're the dark person in the room. You know, you got these
and been doing it his whole life, by the way.
Yeah. You don't have to speak. You don't have to speak about what African Americans go through and what they,
he knew. If he denied his own race, the deal that he get, same with PBD, is how they're getting a lot of deals. You have to deny who you are. Americans hate Iran, but he was still able to start an insurance company, still able to make money, still go to the military. But he knows what it is, though. He has to suspend his reality to operate in this reality. Yeah, and he confesses that all the time.
And Patrick wasn't born here; he was raised here, but he was not.
Yeah, he was a refugee out of
so he's a native. Yeah, he's a native
Germany.
Of the land. Right. Okay. Okay, so let's get back to it.
Back now with another WUSA 9 exclusive. For the very first time, the World Culture Festival is coming to the United States.
DC.
So just because somebody hasn't encountered one doesn't mean that the notion of white supremacy doesn't exist as a threat in America. What do you think goes through the minds of the families of the 3 victims in yesterday's shooting when they hear you say that white supremacy is basically a fantasy?
I'm sure they're grieving for their loss, and I don't want to politicize those victims. Dana, this is a very sensitive situation where we should have nothing but foremost respect for those victims and not bring them into partisan politics. But I was responding to a question where someone asked me, what racism have I experienced in recent years? And I answered honestly. Most of that racism has come from the modern left. It's happening during the course of this campaign. Kara Swisher calling me Rama Smart.
Oh, did you catch that when he said recently? He said recently, so that probably is his way out of this. You hear me?
Yep. Yeah, you're right. 1,000%. I'm glad you caught it.
Yeah, he probably has a way out of when he says recently, because I'm pretty sure they're
He's gonna
going to
get exposed.
Yeah, they're gonna probably do some.
Oh, he made complaints,
Yeah,
just like
Yeah.
Candace Owens. They made some
Yeah.
complaints,
yeah,
treated unfairly,
yeah.
trying to get that loan and put
Yeah.
and making sure that they know what you are. I'm a minority. Let me get some loan. Let me get some money.
We experienced discrimination also. Yeah, wasn't white, wasn't black, and all this type of shit. Black.
And he went to Harvard, I think, or Yale. So I know you felt it.
Yeah, he's
I know they put you in the box.
Yeah, he's Ivy League. Yeah.
That's why he had to say recently, because they're gonna say, well, we got this video of what they were doing to you. What do you call this?
Yeah.
Oh, they were just being guys.
Yeah, but he didn't really make it seem that way. He made it seem like he never experienced. He did say that. He said, I never experienced it at all, right?
Well,
but I'm talking about
if you listen to all his interviews, he's all over the place. But in this interview, he said at zero. It's a unicorn. Never happened.
Yeah. It's exactly.
Can't find it. Where is it at? I don't know where it's at.
Yeah, that's just exactly. So he did. Yeah, he did that. Okay, gotcha.
He plays to. If you watch, I watched probably 50 of them at this point. Yeah. But if you look at his interviews, he curtails. He curates, I guess, his right. Yeah. Because, for example, he was talking to my guy Colin Noir, who's the big 2A guy, right? Super righty, black Nigerian guy, really popular on the internet for the gun thing, right? You know what I'm talking about? Colin Noir.
I know you're talking about.
So watch that interview and watch how he tightens it up a little bit and switches it out a little bit without it being provoked. Mm-hmm. But he's talking about 1770s. He's talking about 1865 and how they put gun laws in place after we got free. He talked about the amendments and on and on and on. I'm like, that's very interesting, huh? So you can sort of hear him kind of play around with some of the history and how he wants to implement it when he's having conversations. But this is probably the best one where somebody's holding him though, because she's gonna hold him. Yeah, because it's so radical what he's saying. Like the guy I think it's T Riddler in the comments, or Riddle. He was thinking, well, he took the thought out of my mind.
Oh no, she good now. Oh no, she legit right here, right? This white woman here. Oh yeah,
But no, what he said. No, she's one of the real journalists. She's not the
she's a journalist. Yeah,
she's a little bit too serious in my opinion. It's old school in a lot of ways. But he said that even the crowd wasn't buying that. If you listen to that crowd when he was talking and said he couldn't find racism, it was crickets. They wasn't there. Oh yeah, sure, cheering. It was like, huh? I am a racist. What are you stupid?
Exactly. So we doing a horrible job if you can't notice
right. If you don't notice, we're not doing it enough.
We're not doing good.
And the problem with him, this is where I will pivot from him. The problem is he's not honest. So when you say stuff like that to those people, they go, well, we are racist though.
Yeah.
So can we trust anything you're saying?
Right.
You see does that make sense?
And not only that, the thing is, we want you to know that we are. We're not trying to hide that. Not that fact. No, absolutely not. No. Yeah. We just want you on our side. Are you on our side? You know what I'm saying? Stop with the trying to get elected stuff. Like, are you really on our side? For real, for real.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. Stop trying to get elected. Are you really with us? Yeah. That's critical. That's why a lot of guys. That's why they dump a lot of guys when they get serious, because you find out that they're not really for them.
Yeah, you're present here in the crowd with us, but it sounds like you're talking to America. You're talking outside of that. We're in Iowa. We're in a small town. We're small town people. Talk to us. Talk to us.
They want authenticity.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what do they know about people who are not white? You can never be.
You can't.
You're not us.
Right. So they don't know when you're going to curtail your when you're going to probably flip the switch on us or go kind of rogue on things.
Who knows? We don't even have the same God. Exactly. What are we doing right now? And he keeps saying, and I believe in God. I said, are you really trying to be that deceptive, but at the same time that transparent? Yeah. What are you talking about?
Your God is a woman with about 10 arms and 4 or 5 legs and shit.
Multiple gods
with 4 or 5 eyes and shit.
Right. Yeah. One thing about the West, they do not, except for the hippies, they do not do Eastern belief systems. The last time I checked.
No, sir.
Especially evangelicals.
Hinduism. Mm-mm.
Because I'm waiting for that question, and I pray to God to get it on camera.
He was.
Do you believe? I know you believe in God, but do you believe in Jesus Christ? Is He your Lord and Savior? That's what I'm waiting for, just so you know. Because when he starts saying things like, "Well, no, it's the same thing." Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Because you can't pivot out of the religious stuff. So he has to walk a very fine line with that.
He's trapped, man. Trapped in this classification. That's a shame too. He ain't even black.
They calling him brown.
Yeah, he's
And I'm
not
looking at
even
him
black.
like, well, why don't you print it? Why don't you correct everybody and say, "Oh, I don't
Yeah,
believe in race."
yeah. You
Tell
that's
white
and
folks to
that's
give up
and that's
whiteness.
and that's exactly. It's
What are
not.
we talking about?
You're talking around it and you're putting the burden on the people that's responding to it. Whether they're responding correctly in your eyes or not, it's a response. And if you're telling somebody that's basically grew up with terrorism in their family, there's echoes of that. And then when they experience it real time in the current time frame, and then you're going to tell them, no, that doesn't exist as a boogeyman. Dude, you're sadly mistaken, man. Take a look at the country. Take a look at where black people live in this country. You can't even
Terrorized.
say that. That's unbelievable.
And
One generation away from that.
like I said earlier, when 9/11 happened and that terrorist attack happened, what
Come
was
on,
the
man.
response to it? What was the behavior? How did it affect people?
Still affects people to this very day, man. Why
And
not?
everything was changed. All the
That's what I'm saying.
laws, security
Why
was
not?
increased,
Why
surveillance
not?
state,
We
and
got a
bombing
whole
a country.
agency, a whole war,
Yeah,
basically.
right. Right.
Yeah.
A whole war, $6
And
trillion.
here's the thing. All of us understood, including the black people. We all understood
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely.
No doubt
Was
about it.
not confused about it. No matter
Nope.
if it was staged or not staged. At the end of the day, it
Nope.
was effective and it worked.
Absolutely. Propaganda works too. And it goes
Yeah,
both
for sure.
ways. That's
It works
that's the
either
thing.
way.
And when you say that all those people that's innocent, it's the same thing that you can say about those people that basically was in Baghdad at the time that did shock and all.
All innocent.
Those people that have anything to do with the bombings in New York City.
Mm-mm.
Not one thing. And
Mhm.
that's just a fact.
And it didn't matter about their criminal behaviors personally, individually in those countries either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the neighbor robbed somebody or somebody was, doing something they shouldn't be doing. What did they have to do with them being bombed?
And I'm making this point just to keep it above board. But when people say high quality target against collateral damage, that means that they're going to hit somewhere where there's going to be innocents that's going to get killed. So that may be a church, coffee shop, synagogue, whatever. But
Or
there's a high
hospital.
quality target. But to get the high quality target there, to not have them basically still scheme to coerce and kill other lives outside of their country, then it's worth the collateral damage.
Mhm.
I hope people can understand what I'm saying.
Why didn't we just say, you know what, you got that one?
Yeah.
Just apologize. No big deal.
Yeah.
Just a few thousand lives. We lose people all the time.
We forgive you.
We forgive you.
We forgive you.
You won't do it again, right?
Mm-hmm.
The response was immediate, swift, direct, vicious, savage, intently targeted, absolute. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like it was a crystal clear message to the Middle East. You don't do this.
Could you buy that out? Because the minute we say, you know what, we're going to give you this, we could buy it. Let's give you some money. Let's buy
We'll give you
it.
some reparations.
Let's do some deal. Let's
No,
do
we
a
good.
deal.
Yeah, we got you though.
You're not willing to do a deal? No, we're not. No.
How much gold do you want? How much oil you want? No, we good.
Don't matter.
We're gonna come get that. We come to get that anyway.
Yeah, exactly. We way beyond that now.
Yeah,
ain't no deal for you.
Money don't matter though. Money don't matter.
I don't think people understand. That's what I'm saying. Like the power grid on this planet, when you shift people, violence is either a threat or enacted, or you know what somebody can do, and then there's no violence based. You're willing to make a deal. That's how you get to the talking. You get to the talking because you know the threat of violence is basically going to be overwhelming. You can't squabble. Get your squabbles. Tell your people, teach them how to squabble. For real. You on some fallout. You on some fallout shit, man. That's how it is, man. I don't get this. I don't get how this doesn't track. Like how people don't understand that that's what that is. It's not always about imposing military dominance on a country or on a small group of people. You don't necessarily have to do that to know that it's actually there. You know what this is. You know what's up.
Yeah, the threat
Are
can
you
be
willing to
enough.
talk? Yeah. Are you willing to talk? Or
Or
you want to get into
no,
some gangster?
lay down your swords, or do you want to have a
Yeah.
conversation?
It is what it
How,
is.
how you want to do this? We built for this. How
Yeah.
you want to do it?
It's just you just gave us a reason to just come in and just basically just get gangster and take your shit. Pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
this works. This works politically for us too. Instead of the slow grind, instead of the slow burning of your oil fields, forcing you to, drive up the barrel prices and stuff like that, and you using all this, this proxy labor through your people, and wasting in your lands. We can't get into your government. We can't force you to do that because that's going to go against us and the treaties that we have in the UN. So yeah, we're gonna basically this works for us. This works. It's cool.
And you don't have, and
All
they
good.
probably thought they had protection. No
All
protection.
good. Yeah, who's going to protect you from us? Yeah, after what you did.
Right.
Yeah, you took a swing and you hit, but yeah, we got off that canvas and we got the roll. The champ is here. That's cool. You saw you got a good one in. You got a good one in. But once you solve, like Floyd Mayweather used to do. Remember when Shane Mosley lit up Shane lit up Floyd in the second round, got him. He thought he had one. He like, yeah. He like, nah.
Yep, stomping them a little bit too.
No, that's not what's going on here. Bing. Every time you get close, bing, 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 bing. Yeah, that's that jab sting, don't it? Bing, 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 bing. He tore his ass up, man, just off one jab. He knew he was too anxious to get that one more hit in. He can never get it off after that. He was done. Same thing with Vivek in this conversation, man. But let's get back to it.
Smarter me the other day and reveling in making twists of my last name. People effectively reducing me to the color of my skin and my attributes. That comes today from the modern left. But the reality is,
do you
this is
acknowledge,
part of
though,
a
that
dogma
white
in this
supremacy
country.
does still exist in the United States?
I acknowledge that all forms of racial animus exist in the United States, including fringe branches. I mean, that's clearly what was at the head of this mentally deranged individual responsible for this shooting, yes. But I think there are many forms of mental derangement that cause us to see one another on the basis of our skin color and our attributes. And I think what we need to revive, Dana, and it's my job as the leader, hopefully as the next president, to do this, to revive our doctrine of e pluribus unum, not just celebrating our diversity and our.
I know this. I know not just use and evoke e pluribus. I know
That's gonna trigger you.
No, he did not do that, man. Wow. I just the audacity for me, man. The fact
With a
that
straight face.
Yeah, the fact that he can get this off, and I get it. Let him talk, and he's going to talk himself into oblivion. He's going to talk himself into even being a future candidate in the future. You're talking about this too much. I would just rather just make a comment and just leave it. Try to move past it, but he can't move.
That's what Ron DeSantis did.
He can't move past it because he said white supremacy and all that doesn't exist. Ron DeSantis, they're not going to talk. They're not going to say crazy stuff like that. Not to that level.
Ron DeSantis. And by the way, I am very surprised how much pressure black folks in the state of Florida is putting on that man to watch him try to pivot out of that CRT stuff. It wasn't me. You see what I'm saying? Like, stand on it, right? And then he goes up here and talks and gets booed and some whole bunch of other stuff. And you can see him. I'm like, that's interesting that you actually went there. I thought it was interesting. I was like, you actually went there to actually speak. And offer some condolences and what you're gonna do and you're gonna get this. He yelled at the county councilman like, we got you. Mm-hmm. I'm like, really, bro? Really? He got booed. Luckily, I'm glad people was booing him.
Yeah, because you thinking that where you're located at doesn't have that history behind it, but it does. Especially in places like Jacksonville, Orlando, Tampa Bay, Daytona.
He needs that black vote.
Yeah, Daytona Beach. Come on, man.
Even if it's 1 or 2%, and even nationally, if it's 10, 15, whatever it is, they have already calculated that that vote is critical. I was really so
Well,
he may and he's going to probably change up in about a month or two once it calms down. He'll kind of say some wild stuff to kind of offset what he was doing just now, just the last
yeah,
couple of days.
yeah,
But I was surprised. I won't lie to you. I was like, oh wow, there's some pressure.
yeah. He had to politically do that, man,
Yeah,
or he wasn't going to be able to go back to the
he
Capitol.
was go back to Florida, right?
Yeah, yeah. The Democrats there was going to put in the independents,
Ah,
Democrats,
yeah.
even some moderate Republicans was going to put that pressure on him. You need to speak up on this, man. It's national
As
news.
diverse as Florida is.
Yeah, national news.
And by the way, everybody don't vote in Florida. There's 20 million plus people. I don't know how many kids, but I'm like, you
Yep.
don't want to activate nobody either.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
We can see what's going to happen that when it slides into a situation where, say, like you get one of these random white people and they start to kill either some Afro Latinos or
Mm-hmm.
some you know Latinos in
Mm-hmm.
Florida, which can happen. And then now you got real problems because you if you don't if you're gonna basically kind of like take advantage of the black vote and just say, you know what, I don't really care, one way
Mm-hmm.
or the other. You need that Hispanic vote. Period. You got to
Oh,
have that
period.
locked up in
Yeah,
Florida.
period.
No way you
That-
win. No one you
yeah.
win your governorship there. If most of them are not voting red, they got to
Yeah.
believe in your dogma. They got to
Yeah.
believe.
Now you can offset the Cubans. You can offset that vote.
Yeah, yeah, you can because that's clearly the only one that's really like kind of locked into the
Mm-hmm.
conservative brand there. But everybody
Mm-hmm.
else is real fluid. So
And some of them might even assume that he's Latino and not Italian.
yeah, but see, this my thing is, and see, this is the reason why I'm really, this is the reason why history is so important, and this is the reason why we keep bringing it up. It's because when somebody says something like this, yeah, when it was written, yeah, that's true. One, but who are the ones that created the racial caste system here in this country?
Mm-hmm.
Vivek, why is there such thing called Black history when you're talking about American history?
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk about American history, what, that's not Black history now? Or what, you just can't talk about it? But that's most of what the conflict was from 17 on. I don't care if you begin 1776, 1519, 1619, wherever you want to begin at. Black
1526, whenever.
right, Black people had a significant hand in building this country, both historically and from the ground up. Everything
Mm-hmm.
about it, from the inventions brought on here, from the educational system, from the written languages, the stories, all of it. All of it. It's part of
Yeah.
the American story. It's part of American history.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that they have basically got us caught up in it, calling it, you know, um, Black history or African American history, like it's something separate. We're talking about still American history. This happened in America.
Mm-hmm.
Happened here. You're talking about Dr. Carter G. Woodson, all the great African Americans of the past, Booker T. Washington, W.E.B. Du Bois. Their whole philosophy has to do with white movement within the South, up north, and the Southern movements. It's part of it. It's integral. It's part of what the politics was at the time. It tracks. Frederick Douglass, all of it. It's part of the movement. It's part of the women's movement. It's nothing. It's not separated. And so instead of interwoven these ideals so you can get a better picture of what the history was here in this country, we separate it. And then that's how you can get people that's from the outside, like Vivek here, that can basically play both sides. He could have been a liberal doing the same kind of shit, but just on the left doing the same kind of playing with words and shit like that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, but the fact he's doing it on the right, man, they're gonna leverage his otherness and make him look like a fool with this type of conversation. He looks foolish defending that. Even trying to make it even seem like it's something even to when people have a discriminatory term when they're talking about race as a response to whiteness. They're responding to white people and treatment. The racial caste system is based off people treating other groups of people a certain kind of way and having the systems in place to enforce it, and that's historical.
Mhm. Which supersedes the Constitution.
Yeah, it's segregation that was real, redlining that was real.
All right. It supersedes the Emancipation, the Bill of Rights. It supersedes all of that.
I
The
mean,
caste
voting,
system overrides all of those things.
the Civil Rights Bill, all of this, the stuff that we did, all of this was basically to try to curb what was already present.
Hmm.
But you're calling it a unicorn. How dare you,
Hmm.
man? How dare you, bro? But let's
It's
get back.
it's every single founding principle in this country.
Yeah, it's
It's
interwoven.
fundamental. It's interwoven.
Whatever Ivy League you go to, there's going to be a history of racism there. Harvard,
Hmm.
Brown, it doesn't matter.
Hmm.
Why deny that? You went to an Ivy League school. It's true.
Hmm.
Not nothing. That's not nothing that's unknown about that. Why deny it?
Hmm. Yep.
We have historically black colleges here for a reason. There's a reason for that.
Just got to ask why.
But no, that's a unicorn. That doesn't exist. That's not real. Crazy. Your idea of America don't exist. That's what doesn't exist. Your idea of America, bro.
Yeah, that does not exist.
Yeah, that doesn't. That we need to go back to when we thought about America as one. When?
Right.
When was that? That never was. That never was. That never was a reality here. Even when you're dealing with the aristocrats that was here, from George Washington on out, it still was not even for all white people. You still had a divide here. Period.
Hmm.
What? It's just it's not true.
You know what? You know, I haven't heard anybody ask him yet, which should be coming up too. The Native American problem. Haven't heard that one yet.
Oof. Oof.
If talking this about us, who knows what he's going to say about that?
I think he's gonna stay clear of that, man. If I was him, I wouldn't
Yeah.
touch that.
Try to answer that question this way.
Because he looks more like them too. I wouldn't touch that.
Mhm.
I wouldn't touch that if I was him. Vivek, don't do that, brother. You you don't want that kind of smoke. Yeah, you yeah, you get your ass toe out the frame. Shout out to Nagone. You get your ass toe up, man. For
Mhm.
real. Because that would be, yeah. Yeah, because they will look at you like I'm not going to even use the word. They'll look at you like for what you really are. And once they call you out as righteous indignation, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, you will all those white people that's supporting you, funding you right now, you on your own on this one, buddy. Nobody
Well,
told you
like
to go out there talking about that.
Mhm.
Yeah, the black antagonism, we can get with that because they got like all this left support, and it's kind of
Mhm.
politicized and it's commercialized, and you can go back and forth, and you got other black
Mhm.
people that do that. But if you start going into the Native American and say that wasn't real and that's not a real thing, and reservations and camps and stuff like that, and the educational
Mhm.
system, you're not dealing with that. Oh yeah, okay,
And I would love to hear a Native person say something like,
okay,
"It was good that they came over here.
yeah,
They helped us out.
yeah, yeah.
They civilized us. They showed us the way of life." And that's how they play us, by the way. But you notice how you don't hear that. I'm sure it's out there
Yeah.
somewhere, but that's
But
something you're not going to hear.
they play us like that because there's so much anti-blackness within our group. We're created a class of
Yes.
people.
Yeah.
So we don't have anything to really attach to the mistreatment because we have so many mixing parts within us, within our group dynamic
Mhm.
that are pulled from different areas. Whether it's the Caribbean, African, whatever, natives, all that kind of stuff
Mhm.
that's kind of interwoven into our experience that you can kind of get away with that because we have a lot of different ideologies because of that. So you can get
Mhm.
away with that. But if you're dealing with the native population, it's kind of singular. You know what was done. It's basically clear. It's in the history. It's in the documents. So if you get in there talking about how white people, deserve this and deserve that, this and that other, yeah, you're gonna be, yeah, that's a
It,
non-starter.
it just made me think about something too. When they say go back to your country, when we were initially brought over here, I guess Jamestown, or even prior to that, down
Yeah, prior to that,
in
yeah.
Brazil, down in Brazil and Mexico and stuff like that, were there countries in Africa?
Berlin Conference was not as of yet not separated, but yeah,
I'm talking about
there were certain,
1500, 1600. Were there
yeah, there
countries?
was territories in in Africa at that particular time. Yes,
I'm saying you still have
Europeans were
king. You
already
still had a
there.
lot of kingdoms and a lot of,
Yes,
but you didn't have like official state names like they do
not
now.
states, not actually
That's what I'm
nation states
saying.
as they are
That's what I
now.
mean.
No, no, correct. Not in the
So
1500s.
it wasn't a Nigeria, it wasn't a Ghana
No,
as the way we see it now on a map.
no,
Yeah.
no. There were still kingdoms that were still basically ruling the land. So you had the Mali kingdom, the Swaziland's kingdom, the Zulu kingdom in South Africa, which is
Hmm.
Zimbabwe, and I think some of Madagascar in South Africa. Yeah, but it was becoming that though. It was becoming that for
I
sure.
know, but I know the states. I just thought about that. Well, didn't the nation states come later? You talking about go back to where? Was there such thing as West Africa in that sense?
Absolutely not. No,
Yeah.
no. Mm-mm. You just had kingdoms. You just had kingdoms in those particular regions. So you had
Right.
regions that was ruled by a king on the map, and then there was
Right.
like I said like the Mali kingdom and you know the
Right.
Zulu kingdoms and stuff like that.
But that's what I was saying. But when we're using the English language and from a Western perspective, we're saying things like "go back to your country" or "West Africa," and wasn't even framed in that even that mind back
because
in the day.
because we have a European mindset. We can't
Right.
understand anything else but how white people have basically designed us. We are part of that description. So we're going to have that mindset. It's just that it's reflected in our culture as far as mistreatment is concerned. But we think the
Yeah.
same pretty much on how territory is acquired and accomplished. We think just like them.
Well, that's something I had to go look at in history. Was I thought about Native people? You're trying to tell them to go back somewhere, but they're already here, so you don't have that position. Even though many of us who are darker skinned obviously was already here as well, but the people who came over from Africa, it's just funny how you're able to say things, but then when you realize, like, well, go back to where those places didn't even exist. It just, what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So it's interesting. That's all. Like, go back to where Nigeria. That didn't exist when I was there. So maybe the people are there. Obviously, maybe the kingdoms, obviously switched over to countries. But just a funny word when I hear that. Sometimes that's all. Back to you.
You ready?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He'll play. He'll play. That's
All
all
right,
good.
let's get back to it.
Skin deep attributes, but celebrating what unites us across that diversity. That's what we've forgotten in the United States of America. Our true strength is the set of ideals that unite us. That's my job to revive as our next president. And I think that the next generation in particular is so starved for that, starved for commonality, starved for a nation that is unified, bigger than the sum of its parts. That's what we need to recreate in this country. And to those who say the remedy to past discrimination is present discrimination, I say no. The right remedy is actually abandoning all discrimination and moving forward with colorblind meritocracy in the United States of America.
You took it to another level on Friday. In addition to the comment we played, you took issue with comments from Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley. She reportedly said, quote, "We don't need any more brown faces that don't want to be a brown voice." About that, you said, "These are the words of the modern grand wizards of the modern KKK." You know, I'm sure the KKK was responsible.
I beg your pardon. because a sister in the Congress was trying to shame you, you get mad because she's basically calling you the C word. She's basically calling you that, telling you that why you sitting up that caping for white people when you got a brown face and they look at you as somebody of color, and you're going to sit there and call her the Grand Wizard of the KKK. You comparing her to somebody that burned crosses in effigy, bomb churches. It's not even nothing that's not even close. You're not even talking about a sister that was in the Panthers. I mean, you're talking about Angela Davis. Okay, even Sister Soldier, I give you that. How belligerent she was sometimes. Okay. Sister Sharad Ali. Cool. Even though that's not even equivalent. Okay, but that's what you're doing. Because she sat there saying we don't need brown faces that's not gonna have a brown voice. That's a critique, sir. That's not racism. That's a critique of you acting on behalf of white people when it's not needed. It's not necessary. Vivek, This is not necessary. And that's what I'm saying. Just that's
And
why
look at how they're racially categorizing him, and he's not pushing back. I even find that funny. Say I'm not brown. Why would you do that to me? I don't believe in that.
uh,
It's unbelievable.
it is. That's what I'm saying. He's yeah. It happened a lot quicker. Remember, I was saying that this was gonna get him crossed up.
It happened way quicker than I thought.
I didn't think it was going to happen this quick. I
All
thought
right,
he was
well, I
going to at
fought
least
for
get
this
to the
man.
primaries. I thought he was going to at least get to the primaries pretty good. Maybe he'll still get there. I don't know. Maybe he'll bounce back.
If this video, but if he keeps doing what he's remember, he's not
That's what I'm
answering
saying.
questions. Remember
He's going to
that.
have to pivot now. Yeah, he's going to have to figure a way to talk directly to it. You can't obfuscate. It's just like when Barack Obama, they found out he went to Jeremiah's church and then basically said, "God damn America." He had to hold a whole summit on race. Like but the left allows you to do that. You can't do that on the right.
No.
There is no platform where you can do that speech that Obama did. It's a perfect example of what the difference is. This is the difference. No matter how you feel, and I know Paradise, this you gotta be honest about this. There is no way Tim Scott can come out and talk about if anything come out that his dad was implanters, whatever, he has to, they're forcing him, he's trapped into the racial discussion that he comes from the history of revolutionaries, whatever. Farming revolutionaries in South Carolina. He knows, okay, I'm gonna have to address this, right? But we're staunchly conservative, and basically you're gonna have to go head up with it. But that's what I'm saying. He was able, and that's what that made him brilliant. That basically won him the presidency when he was in Philadelphia. He talked about the Liberty Bell, and he brought up how his own white grandmother would clutch her purse, and she's walking with him going to the car when other black kids walk around. That's
can't stand them.
That is the dichotomy here. So you're going to sit up here and play in everybody's face and do what you just did and try to reverse the racism on a black female Congress member that's trying to shame you. Yeah, it's SBE to the fullest. Now, don't get it twisted. It is shame. She's shaming the fuck out of you. But that's what sisters do. They do this all the time.
But what does she know? She understands race.
Exactly. But regardless on however his whole thing, you attacked that the wrong way. He's like, hey, instead of just talking about race, let's be better than that. Let's go above that. Let's rise above the ills. He could have did all these platters. He could have went a whole different way instead of just, nope, don't exist. Nope, not real. Nothing to see here. Nope. In fact,
it's a unicorn.
Hold on. In fact, you're even more racist than white people that basically burned down churches, segregated schools, stopped voting, basically ran up and spit into black children's faces. All of these actions killed hung black people, black children, black men for even looking or glancing at white women. All true. And not just the fact that no matter how many times this gets done, it was on display. People are taking pictures. These are pictures that they used to send out like postcards of lynchings, dude. Like this was some kind of, wonderful picnic out in the country somewhere. They would send us, hey, look, we had a great time on this particular day. Look at the great scene that we have here. And they're sitting up there. They're not shameful. These people are smiling in those pictures of a burnt black body in the background. And you want to try to play in black African-American faces? Dude, if you're a black conservative, you can look at that and you can just basically support this dude just because you want to get back at so-called grievances of black women shaming him or shaming other black men, then man, that's too far, man. That's too far. You can't obfuscate racism, man. If you're gonna stay over there, then that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's a good thing to do. But when you deny the history, what's on record, what's basically the question that Vivek needs to ask himself, what is whiteness? Why is it so important to hold on to whiteness? Why is there such thing as being a black person in this country? Negro or whatever was created out of that. And why was there a one-drop rule enacted through law? People forget this is law books. Law. They created a system. Boom, you're going to be treated differently. Boom, Dred Scott decision. All of these things, man. Brown versus Brown versus the Board of Education. All of these things that give a clear distinction separate but equal, giving these things basically power and systematic heft to make it culturalized. So not only do you have personal prejudice treatments constantly happening, being reinforced, you have the systems in place to keep it working and going. You don't have due process. You don't have protection under the law. We have to first get that. You can't change minds until you get that. You got to get protection under the law. You got to.
Yep, essential.
You're not going to treat me as so it has to be forced upon you to do this.
Mm-hmm. It's better.
What does it mean to be white in this country? What does it mean to be a white person? And what I don't like, it takes for somebody white to just kind of like, because she doesn't really care, not really. So she's just kind of like devoid of it, but she's holding him to it because you don't have anything to stand on. You don't have any historical record to stand on. You going back to using what's on the dollar.
And she's letting him dig that hole.
Yeah, that's just
because she's looking at him like, "Are you don't?" She's like, "Oh, you don't know what country you live. What are you talking about?" So just keep talking. I'm gonna keep asking. I'm gonna hold you, and I want you to keep saying it.
Yeah. Let's get back to it.
For more than a century's worth of horrific lynchings, rapes, murders of Black people. How in any way are the views you're talking about comparable to the views and atrocities committed by the KKK?
What I said is the Grand Wizards of the KKK would be proud of what they would hear her say, because there's nothing more racist than saying that your skin color predicts something about.
Hold on. That what? And you double down on the bullshit? Yeah, I'm out on this dude, man. I had some kind of respect for him after the debate. I'm out on him. I'm out. I can't do it, dog. Yeah, he a triggering point for me now, though. Yeah, that shit right there. Nothing more racist. They would be proud and smiling. They don't give up. The fact that you would get up here, look this woman and I basically just giving you historical record that you can't refute it. You can't deny it. That's what I'm saying. So you're moving the conversation and you're still trying to make a Black woman more racist, or he said more racist. This the man. He slipped up right there. You fucked up right there, boy. You know you fucked up right there. That's it.
That's it.
You out, bro. You fucked up. That's it, bro. You messed up right there. Yeah, you did it. You got arrogant. You pushed it. You did your thing. You jumped out there. You jumped out there, bro. You got code broken right there. That's when you get code broken. I'm gonna repeat that because people need to see that. Like when she asked that question specifically and he fell into that trap, you still had a chance to go above it.
He's naive. I don't want to say he's naive. He's just arrogant. He's just not. It's not. He's missing it.
He think he can outsmart himself on this.
Yeah.
He wants to double down on the bullshit and make her look like what you cannot. She's already telling you there's no comparison, sir. There's no comparison. Instead of saying, you know what, maybe I went too far, but I'm saying that those stereotypes that are used, I'm like, wow, I'm not gonna make the point for it. I'm not gonna make the point for you guys, man. This is where you go wrong when you're thinking that you're too smart for the audience, and then you make a mistake that's critical, knowing that you're there. Do you know who's talking to you? Like this woman, she broke him. She literally code broke him because he was prepared. He was good at first, and then you got above yourself, man. You got way.
And if you listen to the podcast, if you listen to the right wing podcast community, and I don't mean right wing who votes right, but people from a race perspective, white people more specifically, some of the stuff that he's saying and he's repeating is from the internet. You know, you hear Joe Rogan sneak in little comments like that, and clearly the true right wingers on social media and stuff, they're saying all of the things that he's saying.
Yeah, in those small pockets.
But they're not
where
running for
it's
president.
supported. Yeah, in those small pockets where it's supported and it's
Yeah.
basically given traction to breathe
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Those are grievance centers where you can basically do drugs in the wide open spaces.
Mhm.
But it's not legal anywhere. You can't do that in the mainstream where you basically can get arrested for that. You get slapped on the hand. You already know there's repercussions for doing this in the wide open spaces. You on CNN? Come on, man. Are you serious? I don't even know. I don't even know if you can get. I don't know if you can really get away with that on Fox like that. You could say it on Fox. It's more traction. There's more leeway because they're more aligned with that kind of thought pattern. But when you say it out loud, they're gonna try to move you. They probably would have left it alone. They probably would have listened to his answers, just keep it pushing. They wouldn't have pressed him. So they wouldn't
have acted in that way. They would have just let him say. They would have just let him say it's an atrocity, and then they move on. They're not gonna diagnose.
Yeah, they wouldn't. They wouldn't get. Yeah, they wouldn't get to the code of what his dysfunction is right here. Yeah, that's and
they wouldn't play that video. They're gonna ignore that video completely.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Because you said the key point. You said the key point. If it was truly about what he's saying, that's the first thing they would say today. This morning they would have had on news this morning. Right. Hey, Vivek, come on Fox News. You know we love what you said about the Klan thing. Let's get this rolling. Let's get this heat up. It's gonna get our numbers up.
We agree 1,000%.
Crickets. No Fox News interview explaining that I know. I don't think it's on there.
Oh yeah, this is critical. Yeah, this is.
You see what I'm saying? If that talking point was that powerful that he made in that particular speech, and then CNN picked it up, said, "Oh, okay, this is a story here." Naturally, you would think Fox News and all the other podcast shows would have him come back up to respond to that, and make it a talking point.
Right. All right, so let's get back to it. But we're gonna read. That was so good. It needs to repeat. But this is where he gets code broken. I want everybody to pay attention to it. This is how you get code broken right here.
Voice about that, you said these are the words of the modern grand wizards of the modern KKK. You know, I'm sure the KKK was responsible for more than a century's worth of horrific lynchings, rapes, murders of Black people. How in any way are the views you're talking about comparable to the views and atrocities committed by the KKK?
What I said is the Grand Wizards of the KKK would be proud of what they would hear her say, because there's nothing more racist than saying that your skin color predicts something about the content of your viewpoints.
You didn't just say they would be proud. You said these are the words of the modern Grand Wizards of the modern KKK.
Oof. It is the same spirit. You're right about that, Dana. I think it is the same spirit to say that I can look at you and based on just your skin color, that I know something about the content of your character.
There is only one example of that having any kind of traction in this country, sir. What he just said is only one example of that actually even having traction here. That is...
mm-hmm.
God, that is crazy. Do you understand how the atrocity has to be even on? We're not talking about one-offs. We're not talking about this OJ thing. We're not talking about somebody going to court and they get a lawyer, get a good lawyer. No, we're talking about you doing atrocities on such a level to where it's blatant that you're discriminating against a group of people. Not only are you discriminating against them, when you get arrested, you're not getting arrested for real. So even if you go to trial, say they do a little kangaroo court or whatever, you go there, everybody says, no, you're not guilty, when everybody knows you're guilty as a motherfucker for doing whatever you did. I mean, where's Samuel Jackson when you need him? Yeah, they deserve to die. I hope they burn in hell. That's what that looks like. When you get tired of it, you go to the system, you go to court, you prove, man, you know, they did this to my baby girl, this and that other, and I don't want to hear nothing else about nothing. There ain't nothing else to be said. I can't get no justice here, so I'm gonna enact justice on my own. That ain't even terrorism. That is basically righteous indignation. That is what Mr. Fuller called MECA, maximum emergency compensatory action.
And his arrogance is so confident He probably should have got out of that interview after making his statements about the three people that were terrorized and killed, and got out of there.
The fact that he doubles down on the
Hmm.
bullshit,
Hmm.
the arrogance.
Yeah, the arrogance is woof.
And the thing is, you're gonna figure out real quickly that you can't get away with that. You're not Donald Trump.
Yep.
Who told you that you that you can roll like he can? He's like, yeah, Dana, I said that. No, that's not what I meant. You know,
Mhm.
it's not
And
the
Trump
same.
don't answer questions directly. They was
Yeah,
good on both sides.
exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
wiggle room.
Hold
Not too
on.
many words.
Trump would have put that blame on somebody else. Oh no, that's that you asked that question. You try to get me crossed up. Yeah, he would have blamed her. He would have went directly at the interview.
Yes, he would have blew it up.
Just
He would just blow it up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna blow up the whole thing. Yeah, it's gonna be over with, and I'm gonna make it personal.
Right.
But this man is basically still trying to stick to a point that's dead in the water. When she brought up the 100 years and the history of murders instead of, you can't dispute that. So there's nothing else to say.
Mm-hmm.
There is no equivalencies for somebody calling you a brown for another black person.
She has him explaining the Klan, bro. Just think about that.
That is it. I want people to understand. You are basically listening to a wife that checked you on the KKK and the history of the KKK. You want to double down and say ain't nothing more racist. It didn't say, well, yeah, for telling a brown person I gotta act a certain way. This not for somebody basically trying to shame you, bro. For real.
Joking about your name.
I hear worse from my sisters, man, and my family. Are you for real, dude? Get out of here, bro. Get out of here, man. Get all the way out of here, man. What Nikki Haley did to you up on stage was even worse than. I mean, this is shameful because basically she tried to shame you too. Well, she didn't try. She did shame you.
Mm-hmm.
She did shame you. Yeah, she did shame you because she knows who you are. She knows you trying too hard. What do you got to prove? Just this whole thing. I mean, didn't these dudes read 48 Laws of Power? They always talk about it, man. You don't have to prove that you're the smartest person in the room. That doesn't track, man. What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And
that's all I was saying. Is it arrogance or naivete? Just because I'm like, do you hear yourself defending the Klan? That she pivoted. Remember something? She asked that question, and I don't want to read too much into it, but you see the way she asked that question. I don't know if she was giving him a chance, and for him to start to explain the Klan, you don't went too far, bro. You explaining the Klan, you're defending the Klan, and trying to explain that. How do you explain that? How do you explain the Klan? I'm just saying that's what she should have said. You know what? How do you explain the Klan? What are you talking about?
This man said Grand Wizard,
and she purposely said modern day. You see how she emphasized that.
Right.
You said modern day. At least if you would have, she almost said, at least if you would have said the ones from the past or something. Like something in the past, long time ago.
Don't even know how to pivot off a point and then still make your point. I get it. You know what I'm saying? She's shaming you for being another person of color. And she's thinking that you should act a certain way, which is not real leader. No, you should be whoever you want to be. Period. You can have your old conservative views or whatnot. Nothing wrong with that. But what she talked about in how you got triggered by it, that proves the point. That proves the point that the woman actually said about you in the first place. It already proved you prove her right. You prove her right by trying to compare it to the Klan. Nobody's gonna say that, bro. Nobody's gonna say that. You lost on this one. You lost. You got broke.
Yeah.
On TV. This is the first time I ever seen him get cold broken, by the way. He held up good in Breakfast Club. I mean, it was some shots taken back and forth, but he held up good. He made the black woman there look belligerent, this and that other. But no, this white woman got you, bro. She got you.
Calmly too, boy. Ooh.
She got you. Yeah. Clearly, you're not. I mean, it's just and your arrogance was your downfall. Your arrogance was your downfall.
And it's showing your level of inexperience, which doesn't make you look good.
Yeah.
In that party.
That's the same thing on the Nikki Haley thing when she basically got you on the Russia thing. Yeah, you got to stand down on that, dude. Nobody's going to go anti-Israel up in here. Now you need to chill. You need to chill with that because they're going to continue to get their money every year. Every year.
Yeah, guaranteed.
Shit, probably every 3 to 4 months, man. If you really know what's going on, they're going to always get paid by the U.S.
based off their race.
Period.
Or religion, or however you want to classify them.
Period, bro. What we need to do, we need to stop doing that. Nobody talks like that in politics. Nobody. Especially when it comes down to Israel. Nobody does that, bro.
Well, what's crazy is that you wouldn't say it about he might say it about the Holocaust. I don't even know at this point.
Was it a hoax? Boy,
because if you're going to say this, if you're going to defend the Klan, go the whole way and say, all right, now Holocaust happened in some other country. Why are we sending them money?
Yeah.
Right. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Go all the way. I want him to hit all the hot buttons.
Oh man, I think somebody has already told him. They told him that you cannot talk about these things. Yeah, you're gonna have to clearly just keep it America. But he got caught right here. He got caught up.
Yeah, I don't know if he.
I don't know if he thinks that the woke thing is like an automatic.
Yeah.
Like an automatic green light to just go at every black person that basically disagrees with you. Yes. She did not even say anything about your Indian religion. She did not even make it personal. She just made an observation about what you have said about white supremacy and saying that what other brown faces them make. Black people talk about other black people like that all the time. That's the reason why it doesn't hold any weight. We do that against each other all the time. Is it weaponized? Absolutely. Is it always accurate? No. But in this case against you, sir, you sink my battleship. L5. L5 R11. Yeah. You sink my battleship. The battleship's all like direct hit. Direct hit. Direct hit. Is there any more?
It gets better.
Wow.
Wait till what you about to
about to hit. I thought it was I was pretty chill. I wasn't even I'm like, man, I'm not,
I know.
That I know something like the content of the viewpoints you're allowed to express. For Ayanna Pressley to tell me that because of my skin color, I can't express my views, that is wrong. It is divisive. It is driving hate in this country. This is dividing our country to a breaking point.
That is a debate that is based on nonviolent discussion. That you just said you're using rhetoric, which she said she's using rhetoric. That's one thing. And another thing is to say that she represents and she is a modern version of a KKK, which, as you know, was dedicated to the subjugation and violence against Black people. How on earth?
Dedicated. Do you understand? I don't want your money. We don't want your health benefits. We don't care about you having innovations. We care about what it means to be white. Full stop. Does that mean that Mississippi has to be the poor state? So be it. Does it mean Alabama got to have a bad educational system? So be it. Does that mean that Louisiana ain't going to get the best health care? So be it. Does that mean they're going to protect it for the levees? So be it. So be it. So be it. The word dedication.
Dedication.
It's just
to subjugation.
It almost sounds like, don't it sound like the definition? Don't it sound like
almost
that are dedicated to the subjugation? It sounds just like us T renegades. I know he's enjoying it. It sounds just like the definition of what racism truly is. Dedication plus subjugation. Without those two, you don't have nothing. You have nothing. You just howling at the moon. For real. Straight up. You got nothing. You just talking shit. And swallowing spit. That's it. And for him to just, the fact that he's not You lost, bro.
Yeah.
It's
I think him pivoting, he doesn't understand the weight of racism and clans and
yeah.
the history. He doesn't. He is so exposed now. If this gets picked up and goes on a run, then it'll be interesting. They're
Uh,
probably going to probably kill it. But if you think about the exposure point, he's
oh
really
man.
exposing himself
Oh no,
as
no.
he pivots. But the sentences are not weighted the same.
You you can kill it, but you can always go back to the record. You can always check the record at any time. This is on
Oh, for
record. You
sure.
on CNN, bro. This, you done.
Oh, yeah, it's international.
Yeah, you done now. Yeah, they
It's
got you.
it's showing his vulnerability because I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
he's not either he's not catching on what just happened to him, he's not hearing himself, or maybe he just doesn't
He,
care.
he will have to come out with a press release and apologize for it to make
Absolutely.
it to make it doable and say, well, that's not really what I meant, and I was doing
Mhm.
this. Like you will have to do some of that.
Have to.
Because like I say, your beliefs are your beliefs. You can keep the conservative views, everything. You still rock with the Republican Party, all that.
Mhm.
But you're not going to get Tim Scott and all them to ride with you on that. He's not going to say, yeah, she's the equivalent to the Ku Klux Klan. Absolutely not. He's not going to do that. He's not going to even do that. He's not going to do that. He's not going to do it.
I'm gonna say it again. Ron DeSantis could have said, "You goddamn right, I supported CRT getting out of our schools." He didn't say that. Oh, that was the other people who did. I didn't even see him do it.
Exactly. They told me it was brainwashing kids. See how
Right.
you move it on to somebody else. They told
Exactly.
me it was brainwashing kids. They told me that this was creating more of a problem. This is creating more of a racial divide. Blah blah blah. Okay.
Mhm.
Are some of those things in CRT true or not? See,
Mhm.
that's how you keep somebody on it, because it's the next question that gets you jammed up. And if you continue on with the bullshit, that's how you get jammed up. Vivek, you got code broken. I love to see it live though. I love to see it like this. See, now you're swimming upstream. Now you're swimming against the current. Now you're doing what Wesley Snipes said up in the in Blade. Motherfuckers always love to skate uphill. Now you're skating uphill, bro. Tough. It's tough. It's tough, man. Especially when that hill is steep, man. You look like, shout out to Bob Barker, man. You look like that man that was trying to carry that boat up the hill. Remember, and then that shit, you get that one answer wrong, and then that thing just backs down. That boat come crashing down. Yeah, one misstep, bro. You was holding up pretty good. You was good. You was the darling. Yeah.
Do you think that she is a little surprised because she's not showing her reaction? But do you think she's a little surprised that he's going this far with it? I wonder about. She's like, I think I got one. I got one.
I think she had one more in the chamber. I think she was gonna go. Maybe if he was going to kind of wiggle out of this one, I think she had a counter for him, and then she was gonna probably say, "Okay, he's good. I'm gonna leave him alone." But
Yes.
being that he got stuck on this.
Yes.
Oh man, yeah, she's shocked. I think she's shocked by that because I think she already had a counter already ready for him. She was ready to go to something else.
She about to hit him again.
Unbelievable. This is the first time I'm hearing this two people, so that's why I'm reacting the way I am. But this is right in my wheelhouse right here, man. This has everything: politics, race, class, structure,
gender, everything.
Your psychology of what race means in this country, everything, all of it. And how immigrants internalize the American culture when they get here. Yeah. Okay.
Is she a modern
Dana,
grand
let's
wizard
be intellectually
of that
honest.
kind of organization?
Let's be intellectually honest and get to the heart of what this debate ought to be about. There is a worldview that says that the remedy to past discrimination is present discrimination, that if you're black or brown, you have to have a particular point of view. That's from Ibram Kendi. That's from Ayanna Pressley, the people I quoted in my speech yesterday.
But can
There's
you
a
have
different
an
view.
intellect?
Why didn't you say that the first time?
Mm-hmm.
You take everything else that you said earlier in that. You just delete all of that. And then you
Just say that.
Even though that's bullshit, what you just said.
Oh, absolutely.
But you can stand on that.
Mm-hmm.
You can stand on that because there's accuracy there. It doesn't attain to you, obviously, but there's accuracy there. So you just wanted to jump out there and get your white nationalist, support, but it comes at a cost. It comes at a
mega cost.
Man. It comes at a cost, bro. You don't know that?
Mm-hmm.
Golly, man. If he said that, right, what he's about to say right now from the very beginning, dude, like, I could tell it's better than what was already said. But the fact is, what you said before already preceded it. Yeah, they know they. You search for that answer. You may have
Got him on the hook. She got him. She got her a fish.
You smart. So now
Right.
I guess the counter is coming up. So let's get to it.
That I
Actually,
have, which
honest
says that regardless
conversation
of who you are,
when you accuse
have to be
her
able to
of
have your own
being a
opinion.
grand wizard
Let's
of
have
the
the debate.
KKK. Can you have that
I think that
intellectually
the
honest
point is-
discussion with that kind of rhetoric?
Yes, I can, Dana, because the point I'm highlighting is that even the people who, in good spirit, we all agree that the KKK was an awful organization that is a toxic stain in our national history. So given that we can start from that point of agreement, now that allows us to say, well, who actually sounds more like that organization today? The people who are calling for more racial discrimination on the basis of skin color.
What?
So yes, I think that is an
But it's not
intellectually
about
useful
That's your
sounding-
triple. That's your triple down.
What?
That's your triple down. I told you, it gets better.
Why would you go back to it? Why?
Uh-huh.
It doesn't make sense, man. This dude got. He gotta be listening to some of these.
Told you.
Gotta be. This is like this.
He online. He on the internet too much.
Oh my god, man.
Yeah. Because them goofy internet dudes say this stuff casually all the time.
He's saying only works in circles, man, where they are extremely red, extremely right, man. Extremes.
And in places where there's no consequence.
Far right. Yeah, that's
That's
what
the
I'm
key
saying.
here. Like you can do it online, you can do it in your little meetings that you have. It stays.
Absolutely.
That's where it stays. At when you bring it
Exactly.
out, it has to come out as deception.
This
You
is
cannot be answering questions like this directly. It doesn't work
Nixon
like that. Really.
wouldn't do that, and he basically came up with the whole goddamn Southern strategy. Damn, you don't do this. You don't talk about it in this way. There's too many other ways to do it. So now they just basically now they're probably going to use you as you is. Now you've moved from the candidate. Now you not really not on the national stage. It's not a real thing anymore. So now you're going to be a political operative. That's going to talk about, you're going to be in that kind of mixture of what race is. So they're going to use you for this. You're going to be used for it now. And you had more ideals about basically becoming something of a national brand. I don't know if it can track now. Yeah, it's going to be different.
Unless it's a new world and we don't know it exists yet.
Yeah, this is bad. This is bad. This is real bad. When was this? Yesterday, you said? Sunday?
Today.
Oh, wow.
Well, they loaded it, I think, maybe today. I think it's from yesterday, maybe.
Wow.
It may be from today, though. I didn't check the date. It's either today or yesterday.
Wow.
For a
Well,
provocative discussion that we need to have in this
the
country.
whole point is
And I
the
think
KKK
the reality,
wasn't
Dana,
just about
is
rhetoric.
we have to speak
They
openly.
lynched people. They murdered people. They raped people. They burned their
And that was
homes
wrong.
simply
That was obviously wrong.
Wrong. Okay,
Obvious,
so again,
that is obviously a wrong
if you want
thing
to
for
have
them
an
to have done.
intellectual
Absolutely.
discussion, do you think that maybe comparing her to the Grand Wizard and
You got a chance.
the notion of what she said to
Before.
being a modern leader of the KKK was maybe a step too far, or you stand by what you said?
What you gonna say?
I stand by what I said.
Oh no!
This and honest discussion in this country.
You a whole
Because
nigga.
there is a gap.
Hell no, man. It's
That's 4.
You out. I'm out. There's no coming back. That's it, bruh. I gotta rewind. I cannot believe this. She knew he was going to do it. It's like she knows. It's like, yo, it's like rope-a-dope George Foreman. It's like, yo, what you got, George? Like, it's just, you see somebody just punch themselves out in the middle of the round, like in the middle of the ring. This is politics is the sweet science. I know people think, no, politics is the sweet science. Do you know when you're being duped? Do you know when you're being played? And for your arrogance, you're going to do this? This is not American talk. You're going to sit up there and say, oh, it was so wrong. No, it was not just wrong. It was racist attached to that. And you're clearly talking about what she's trying to hold you to about white supremacy and the KKK. You just said it was a unicorn, by the way. So now you're admitting it. Now it's just, and then you're going to try to obfuscate and say, well, it's the equivalent of what people do as far as shaming. Even BLM, even with them getting paid and all of that is not even close to being as damaging of what the Ku Klux Klan has been in this country. Are you kidding me? The fact that you can fix your lips to say because somebody of another of the same color that basically their people has been discriminated in this country. She's an ADOS person, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting up here explaining you why you don't need to do this. And this is why, look at you, just not you past Daffy Duck. Shout out to Greenwood. You're past Daffy Duck. You're up here. You are doing, you're doing the whole alfalfa shuffle. You might as well be alfalfa on a Little Rascals. What are you doing? What are you doing? We sick, boss? Like, what is this, man? What is this? This is crazy. He said, I stand on it. Wow. I gotta rewind that. That is wow. To see this, and I didn't think he would be this arrogant. I didn't think he would do this.
Me neither.
I literally thought he was smarter than this. Well, you know what? Smart. This don't have anything to do with smart. This don't have anything to do with intelligence. This is just arrogance. This is just straight up just being arrogant. Yeah. Yeah, that's what this is. That's what
Pure arrogance.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm smarter than you, and you can't get me jammed up. Even though you got me, I'm gonna still get my lick back. No, it don't work like that, sir. She got you on the history. She
asked him that. They asked him that many times because I think she wants him to be. I think she could have been so surprised that let me ask that question in different ways because you can't keep saying the same answer, right? You're not gonna keep saying the same answer.
And you, wow.
Because, like you said, you're not gonna. Unless me and you live in a different time frame, you are not gonna get a presidential candidate, and probably not even a Senate candidate, to say this.
No,
I don't think so. I don't think we're. I think we're living in a different time frame. I think we are.
No, hold on. The fact that those words that she said about him being brown and this not making. Is that all she said? Did she say anything about his culture? Did she make any references to India? Any of that? That's all she said.
That's it.
Oh, that's light work. Come on, man.
Like Trump does to all his people that he's against.
It literally
sanctimonious.
It literally could have been worse, and it wouldn't have been anything. Even you still cannot even make that equivalency. But the fact that that's all that she said to you, and this triggered that, she's just like the grand. Wow. Because
he thought, because of where he thinks he is and who's gaslit him. Because, like I said, in the world that he's living in, maybe it makes sense to even because it seemed like do you think he came off the cuff with the Klan one? He kind of had that ready to go.
It looked like
he just knew this was going to be the one. I got you.
But he said that in a more friendly space that can actually absorb what he said, and they may not push them on it after that.
Yeah,
the fact that he had to stand on it. It's just like you said, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times after reiterating the history, after giving you the context, and you're not, she said, and you brought this up. He brought these things up, not her. She's repeating your words, sir. And then the fact that she said, an intellectual discussion, you're trying to get outsmarted. So let's be intellectually honest. Let's have an intellectual, honest conversation. Let's be real here. Let's get down to the context.
Couldn't be real.
And she put it into context for you, and you still did it. You still did that. That is unbelievable for you to try to get out of it by putting it in context, and then you repeat the same thing. What are you doing, man? You deserve this, man. You deserve that smoke, bro.
And could have answered it a lot, he could have answered it a lot of different ways.
Yeah,
he could have pivoted out of that a lot of different ways.
There's nothing else to say, man. You're on your own, bro. Yeah, I even was going to give him some. I can't do it. I can't, in all honesty.
It's gonna take me a few months
to
get my mind back around this.
Yeah, I'm out on that. Yeah, you got it, but I can't do it. I can't.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm pretty much there.
Because where he stands, it means that he's willing to go all the way to the end for it, and nobody is willing to go there with him. He's going too far.
Yeah.
He's being into. In fact, when you're trying to tell somebody to get into context, and then they repeat it to you, and you say, "Yeah, it was wrong. This and that." She repeating the history to you. You saying, "Yeah, I understand that. That's what And then she said, "Well, don't you think that comparing her to that is going a little bit too far?" And you say, "Nope, I stand on it." What?
He could have even said, "No, I don't really think. I don't really think that. I was just trying to make a point." I mean, he could have just did anything to get around it, you know.
No, he could even say, I stand on just on this basis. We just can't keep using race as an excuse to keep making these excuses for treatment and then basically try to return the favor of part of being discriminatory towards the people that have been historically, discriminatory towards us based on our skin tone. That is not being the better angels of ourselves. But
Right. He needs to put it on whiteness
that's what I'm saying.
and
But
not
instead
on
of doing
blackness.
that, you rather not criticize the Klan because
Mm.
you know a lot of that group that you basically speaking to and you that like you. Oh, I like that little brown guy. That them people talk like that about you.
Little
You
brown
know,
leprechaun.
yeah, you know that you will lose them if you basically bring up the race. Then you already know, bro. You already know. You already know. Oh, he just like all the rest of them. He just been trying to take our money. No, I ain't. Yeah, exactly. So let's get back to it, man. I'm gonna let it go through. I thought I was gonna be able to let this play on out, man. I done got stuck.
Oh, he's not done.
I'm gonna let it finish. I cannot stop again. I hope I cannot. Please don't make me stop again. Because I wanted to get like a couple of open it up for like 30 minutes and then we can roll out, have some people respond to it. But
Yeah.
Discussion
The whole
that we need to have in this
the whole
country.
point is
And I
the
think that- I think the
KKK
reality,
wasn't
Dana,
just
is
about rhetoric.
We have to speak
They
openly. in this
lynched
country.
people, they murdered people, they raped people, they burned their homes.
And that was wrong.
Simply
That was
because
obviously wrong.
So
Wrong.
okay, so again,
that is obviously a wrong
if you want
thing
to
for
have
them
an
to have done.
intellectual
Absolutely.
discussion, do you think that maybe comparing her to the Grand Wizard and the notion of what she said to being a modern leader of the KKK was maybe a step too far, or you stand by what you said?
I stand by what I said to provoke an open and honest discussion in this country, because there is a gap, Dana, between what people will say in private today and what they will say in public. I think we need to close that gap. I think we need to have real, open, honest, raw conversation as Americans. That is our path to national unity. And there are many Americans today who are deeply frustrated by the new culture
I'm
of
just not
anti-racism
sure how
that's really racism and new.
I have to say this because I don't even want to forget this because he's going so fast. He still did not answer the question. Did you notice that? He still did not admit it. Yeah, you're right. We should have open discussions. Yeah, people should basically be wide open about what they're saying. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But everybody that do that don't mean that you should be running for president either. That's another thing. Yeah, maybe you don't need to be in politics. Maybe you just need to be a pundit. Maybe you just need to be a YouTuber or some shit like that. Maybe you just need to share your views on a platform that's more friendlier for you to speak openly like that. But if that's really how you feel, then that's fine too. That's cool. But don't make it seem like you're above board that basically you're doing something that's totally different. That's what I'm saying. Like that doesn't take you off the hook, Vivek. It doesn't take you off the hook about what you said. She's saying, don't you think you went too far? So you double down, you quadruple down on bullshit, and then you do not.
You pivot out.
I went you basically you try to pivot out into a more grandiose thing about, well, we got to have these more open conversations.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You don't think people see you when you do that? You go ahead and drop the link, man. We try to get some people on about these last couple of times, and then because I ain't gonna be up too long. So I got to get up early in the morning, take baby girl to school. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
All right.
A discussion,
and we need to have that debate in the open. Dan, I think
I'm
that
not
you're
so
doing,
sure how
with due
provoking
respect,
a
what many in the
discussion
media do,
of
picking on some fringe comment in the context of a broader context that I was offering it in a speech.
All right, so
avoiding
you
the
just said
meat
that your
of the
comment
issue.
was fringe.
Let's have the courage to confront the meat of that. I'm saying you drew a
You
fringe
just
comment from a
described your
much
comment
longer
as fringe.
speech. I described you picking one fringe comment from a long speech that I gave to duck debate from the real issue that I think you don't want to have, Dana, because I think you probably agree with me on this, that this is toxic
I think that
rhetoric
this debate,
from leading politicians
I think that this debate
on dividing
is,
us on the basis of race. And I want to have
I
the
think
open
this
debate.
debate is fascinating and interesting and opening and important. What I did was
I do too.
Explain to our viewers that you were asked a question and you took it to a point where you called a sitting member of Congress who is Black, who was having discussions about race, calling her the modern grand wizard of the KKK, and I'm just not sure how that's open and honest discussion.
Tax and accounting professionals, are you tired of being underpaid and working long tax seasons and not being able to?
Well, good evening, brothers.
What up?
So what you got on that, AB? I love to hear your thoughts on this one, man. So go ahead.
I peeped this dude when around the time Don Lemon got fired. I'm like, that's an arrogant motherfucker. I watched that little clip with him and Don Lemon. I was like, yeah, I know what kind of idiot that motherfucker is, and he's proved me right. He, man, I'll be honest. Part of me wants to punch him in his face.
He got one of those faces.
Yeah. I just want to punch him in his face.
He really does. He does.
It's not that I want to be violent and shit, man, but you're from India. Motherfucker, you wouldn't have your rights if we didn't have civil rights. So shut the fuck up.
I am just confused on how he stood on that when you're comparing a black person that is from this country with the legacy of slavery, and you're going to compare her to the Grand Wizard because she basically called you the C word. She SBE'd you. She shamed you because you are a so-called non-white person making room for whiteness. Come on, man.
What did she say that was wrong?
He doesn't belong in this race, man. If you're too stupid to figure that out, you don't belong where you belong, because that's a softball question. And she was so dumb and so stupid and so idiotic. She gave you 4 times to back out of it, and you still didn't take it.
And still double down.
You don't belong in this race, okay? You don't belong in this race. That's stupidity. That's not arrogance.
Could you believe that he did that though, BJ? I thought he was. I'm shocked.
I am shocked. I'm shocked. Yeah, I am shocked. I mean, that's because the thing is that this kind of idiocracy and stupidity, man, is so rampant through this culture. People think they can just say anything, and because you put some words behind it, it doesn't mean anything. She was so shocked that she gave you 4 times to back out of it. She's trying to give you some mercy, and you couldn't even couldn't even take it. Okay.
I mean, he didn't just lose; he lost bad.
Yeah.
It was bad, man. It was bad. It was like somebody helping you up after they whipped your ass outside of the bar. Oh, you want to fight? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. You talk.
You still want to fight? Okay, I just knocked you down like 5 times, but you still want to fight? You don't get it. Yeah, I can still beat you. I can still take you.
Right. I can't, DC. I can't put my finger on it. There's something about when I was watching him with Don Lemon, and I'm no fan of Don Lemon. But somebody was watching like that motherfucker needs to be punched in his face.
That's not arrogance. That's stupidity.
Stupidity. Okay.
Yeah. That's stupidity. I mean, you can't. There's no excuse for that.
Wow.
When your host is giving you mercy, okay.
Yeah.
And you still can't recognize it, then you don't belong in this race. You don't. You don't belong in the presidential race. You're not fast enough on your feet. You're not trained well enough. So I don't know what you did before, but this ain't it, boss.
The most racist thing you could do is what she said to you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I could not believe she was like 100 years of lynch. I mean, it even goes back even past 100 years. You're talking about the history of this country, sir.
Yeah, you talk about
this country.
You talk about the face of absolute racism. Talking about the KKK. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Why even get close to a comment like this? You don't even want to get associated with a comment.
Where the Union troops had to basically be there for 20 years in the South to make sure that they wouldn't actually go and just ransack and just kill every black person they saw after the Civil War was lost.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me, bro?
Yeah.
Are you for real?
Apparently he is.
It didn't say unicorn. The fact that he just, big boogeyman, unicorn and all this. That is surprising.
That's rampant stupidity. Donald Trump is smarter than that. Come on now.
Yeah.
He's not gonna say that. He's not. He
Jesus.
would have went directly after that. Why are you asking me these questions, Dana? Why you do? He would have went
I
directly
like
at
it.
her.
He said, I have lots of black friends, and
Yeah, right, exactly. Well,
yeah, now my
Yeah,
black
right.
friends
even the
didn't like
racist
that.
ones, like, yeah, I got
Yeah,
plenty of
yeah,
black fans by
I mean,
now.
we told jokes every now and then. Sometimes they're off color, but we was just joking around.
Gave 50 million to black colleges. Nobody's done that. Nobody's done that more than I have. I gave the most funding to HBCUs. Ask him. I gave it to him. Got it on books every
Yeah,
year.
true.
Funding good. That's it. So that's what I did. What are you talking about? This. I mean, just the fact that just the doubling down. That's what got it. That's what got me. The not even doubling down. He did it 4 times.
4 times, yeah.
Quadruple down.
He didn't get it. She was perplexed. I can tell by her voice she was perplexed. Are we really doing this, huh?
Mhm.
It's like, we're really doing this.
Because he was like, yeah, let's have an intellectual discussion. She's like, okay. She repeated it to him. He's like, wrong. Okay, so you agree.
Mhm.
You gonna still compare her to what you said?
Yeah,
He's like, yeah, I stand on it.
I'm on my. I gotta give him credit. He stood on his square. He stood on his square.
It's like chin up, man. Like, yeah, okay, all right, man. I guess you gotta go down with the ship, then. I mean, okay. Hey, man.
I'm baffled, man. Sometimes I get baffled with these races nowadays, man.
Because it was some people, like I know you don't really lean left or right with this.
Yeah.
You're kind of like in the middle when it comes down to this, kind of in the middle.
Oh, I know you heard me light up Larry Elder, so So
yeah,
Yeah.
he deserved it. But I'm saying, I think people were shocked that you lit up him.
Yeah,
because a lot of people,
I wasn't.
A lot of people think because you can say, okay, I agree with some of his points, it doesn't mean that he's obfuscated from what his track record, what this man's track record is.
Yeah.
Because I got a lot of pushback. Well, you just don't like him. I said, you know what? I said, I tell you what, I'm doing part 2. I'll let you exactly know, okay, how I feel about Larry O. That's why I was started with that, okay? Because people said, well, you just feel that way. You don't like him. No, I don't like him. I haven't liked him for 30 years, okay? And I have a very good reason why I don't like him. I was actually on one of the committees trying to get his ass out of Los Angeles. So that's how much I don't like him. So what I'm thinking is, but even at that, what the Breakfast Club did to him was unfair. For a man of his stature. I said, I don't care. I don't like the dude, but the thing is, he's still an elder. He's still a man of respect because of what he's done, whether I like him or not. And what they did to him was unfair. It was amateurish. Okay, the man's running for president. Give him his due respect and treat it like be professional about it, not this mommying, low stuff. I didn't like that.
The sad thing is that you could have pivoted those points.
Yes,
and been like, basically, you have been a victim of racism. The fact that the Republican Party haven't fully embraced you, they haven't basically supported you in your ideals to the fact of basically giving you that kind of leeway to kind of get your ideas outside of the racial kind of animus that you may have within your group of blackness as far as the culture is concerned. And that's the only thing that seems to get traction when you're basically speaking on a national stage, but not allowing you to kind of speak to the broader points of what your conservatism means. The fact that they did not actually see his victimhood. It's the same thing with Clarence Thomas. When I look at him, there's an animus there, but it's still, he understands that he's a black person. He knows it to his core. He knows that there's a difference. He thinks that the solution, though, is to ignore that and to push through it through excellence and culture.
Yeah.
But back to what she was saying, there has been a dedication, a dedication and a subjugation to this. That's the point. That's the point at the end of the day.
He was saying stuff that a white person would not say.
Yeah.
A white person would not have said that.
Would not touch it.
Would not have
Dirty South white person would not say on national TV.
You're going to call another black person for saying that? They're not going to even talk about her saying what she said to you, that's going to be equivalent to the KKK. Because guess what? They would have did it by now. They would have came out, oh, yeah, he was absolutely right. No, nobody's going to do that, man.
Yeah.
Most of
John Strom Thurmond in his heyday wouldn't have said that.
Damn, that's pretty bad.
If Richard Nixon is telling you to use different language tips and things of that nature to get votes, you on the wrong track. And that was what, 1973, 1972?
Yeah, 1972.
I mean, what are you doing? instead of saying segregation, you say not anti-bus, but busing. So busing in schools. You don't want that. You don't want. What I'm saying, like crime, inner city. You make these words. You do these dog whistles to speak to your point more so where everybody can get it. It's subconscious, but you know what somebody means when they say it.
Like I said, like sweet science and the fine art of persuasion, and he does not have it.
I thought he did. I thought he did.
Maybe it's a cultural thing that East Indians or Indians speak that way. They speak more direct and more focused like that, and they don't mince words. They don't have the fine art of persuasion. But he should have learned that, man. He was raised here.
No, the fact that what's her name? I keep forgetting. What's Paradox? What's the other Indian lady's name? She got like she looks white though.
Nikki Haley.
Yeah, Nikki Haley.
The fact that Nikki Haley checked them on the domestic thing, right? You trying to go anti like Israel and stuff like that. That's dead in the water. Nobody does that in politics. What are you doing?
He doesn't belong. He doesn't belong in this crowd. I don't know how
she looked at him like, what?
Yeah.
She like, you need to sit down, sir.
Yeah.
You need to sit down, man. You don't know what you're talking about.
One of them was telling him the whole
You
night.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Especially in this internet age where everything is recorded.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You're on record now. You're on record.
Yeah, can't hide it.
And he was able to kind of get in and out of that. He kind of weaved out of that a little bit because they moved on. But here, when she nailed you to the cross on this one, she got you, bro.
Yeah.
She got cold broken on TV.
She tried to give him an out and he wouldn't take it.
But I'm saying, did you see the pause on the third time? He like, should I go?
I'm gonna
do it. I'm going.
Yeah, I'm going.
I stood up to her. Oh my God!
Wow,
that is unbelievable.
Wow.
I thought that he had way more sense, way more ability to kind of read the room, see where he was at. You're on CNN. I know you consider CNN to be a leftist channel. So going in right there, knowing that you're dealing with somebody that's highly intelligent. She gets people on that track all the time. She's not going to play games with you. She's going to know what she's talking about. She's going to
she could have burned him, and she was trying to give him mercy. She could have burned.
That's what I'm saying. It looked like she had something else to give him, but she didn't even get to it. She didn't even get to what she wanted to get to.
She was shocked. She said
she got stuck right there. She's like, we can't move on from this.
I can't believe that. I mean,
we can't even talk about the debate. We can't talk about nothing.
Are you qualified to even be here? That's I know there's some look on her face.
You probably ruined this whole campaign right
it's
there.
Gone.
Just in that interview alone.
Pretty much.
Like DeSantis getting off the phone because he thought the line wasn't open.
This is the equivalent of Nixon going up against Kennedy in that debate where he just fell. Remember that? He went on debate, he just fell. You got to start sweating those questions, got to him so bad he couldn't answer those questions properly about oh man, had him crossed up. You like, oh man, yeah, it can happen to you, man. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. It's like Eminem said, man, you got that one shot, man. One shot to get at it, man. You was doing good, but you got too arrogant. You got too way too ahead of yourself.
That's a basic mistake. It's not something that's subtle or something that's tricky. That's a basic mistake. Okay. They tell you about. I'm sure they tell you about this. What your handlers tell you about it. What not to say. I'm sure once he said it, I'm sure that it's going to come up. If you mention KKK and you're Republican, it's going to.
It's going to come
up.
up.
It's going to come up. Okay, it's going to come up. I'm sure that his handlers told me, hey, this is where we're going to handle this.
He was good early though, BGS. He was good.
Mm-hmm.
It was some light balls. It was good. She got him when she made the equivalent argument.
Yes,
that's where he got caught.
Yeah,
that's where he got caught up. And then it went downhill from there. It snowballed when he first said, "Yeah, oh yeah."
He didn't want to take a step back. He didn't want to take that small L. Take that small L and move on. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's fascinating.
Yeah. I mean,
wow.
we see it all the time. Like I said, I'm used to it because I'm on YouTube. I see it all the time where people double down on stupid. Like you try to give them out and they just won't take it. Okay, They just won't take it. But for somebody that's coach, you running for president, and you can't see that your host feels sorry for you. Okay, because you put yourself dug a hole so deep. She don't want to look like a bully. But coming down on. She said, "Can you come out? Can we bring this back up to so I don't look like I'm beating up on you?"
Yeah.
And he wouldn't take it.
Well, it's all.
And now it's going. You're going to hear it for the rest of your campaign. Now, it's because it will come up again.
He has to apologize. He's gonna have to do it. I know he's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it, but he's gonna have. I don't know how you get out of this. What do you say? I'm thinking about what advice, Paradise. What advice can you? I'm thinking from the right perspective now. AB, I know you're right leaning, and Paradise definitely.
You invite her to lunch, you invite her to dinner, and you take pictures, and you smile and chat, and you make a deal with her.
BGS, he's not doing that. He's not going to do that.
See, it was a joke amongst friends. Okay. The thing is, do you want to be president, sir?
It's like, you remember. Hold on. I'm thinking back to John McCain. Remember John McCain when the lady was in the audience, right? And she was talking about how
I remember that.
How Barack would, he's not American. He's not American. He's not. You're like, no. He's not. John had too much integrity. He's like, no.
No, he's American.
Don't do that. Stop. He may even been more too apologetic for a lot of the white people to see. But the fact that he just I always respected that man for just having the integrity to just stop. Like, no, don't. Yeah, no.
That's going too far. I understand. You're my opponent, but you're going too far.
He's not American.
And the fact that he didn't embrace the far right,
and that's what happened to him. And
that's what Donald Trump. Donald Trump didn't make that mistake when in 2016 he embraced the far right.
But he was able to kind of weave. He ducked and weaved, but he does that kind of good speech because everything is so personal with Donald. Yeah. And he's going to make you attack him, not the talking point. Yeah. So you're going to get off on him and you're going to talk to him directly because he's going to make himself the enemy. And then he's going to make you look like the boogeyman, the bad media, because you're attacking him now. Yeah. He's good at doing that. But the fact that you try to create this grandiose and then you use the e-plumas that we all want. Do you know what that really means? Going back to the masonry of the night table in Britain. Are you for real, sir? Are you serious? The fact that you dug yourself, what are you doing?
And kept digging. That's the problem. It's not he dug a hole. He kept digging.
You go back to the symbol of the New World Order and what that means. Are you kidding me?
Wow. Do you see that link in the? You see that link?
Wow.
You see that link I just sent you?
Wow. You want me to pull it up?
Yeah, pull it up and play that real quick. It's short. It ties into this. It's only 5 minutes.
I can't take no more of your links.
So Paradox, what color is your lightsaber, sir?
You live in interesting times.
Ooh, that is the understatement of the year.
Yeah, man.
I can't. Some of these people I cannot believe. So who coached you? I said that. I've been always.
You're all right though, BGS. You would think somebody. You would have enough intelligent people to tell them not to do that shit.
You can't.
National TV.
You cannot be this stupid. Okay. You cannot be this stupid. People have been front runners and lost for less.
Absolutely. No doubt. People have been front. We just talked about John McCain. We talk about some of these people. Absolutely. Have lost for less.
Yeah. Remember your boy that was screaming back in 2000?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I mean,
2004. You talking about Howard Dean?
Good old Howard, Dr. Dean. Good old Dr. Dean.
Dr.
I
Dean.
like Howard Dean too.
Yeah, I do too. I like how he was off the cuff though. His emotions got the best of him, boy. He couldn't hold them emotions.
What color lipstick? What kind of lipstick is he wearing, man? Jesus Christ! It's all right to be a fan, but my goodness, what color lipstick are you wearing?
You remember the what's the other one? It was the libertarian two white guys when they asked him what is Aleppo. MSNBC on Joe Scarborough, so the old head dude. He's like, what is Aleppo? He's like, Aleppo. He's like, you don't know what a leopard, you don't know what's going,
Yeah.
So that was it for them. They was over with, by the way. That one little comment, something
Oh,
very
man.
small.
Unbelievable.
That video is quick. It's 5 minutes. I just want to trigger DC this whole call, basically. So just hit play.
Man, you've been over there talking some shit, man, the whole time. Thought we was cool, man. You want to trigger me?
So if you're going to say, well, because I'll be a uniter, and you can say what you want about Trump, he was not a uniter. So if that is the thing, that's why I didn't get the Presley comment about the KKK. First of all, you know that you do not analogize a black member of Congress or a black anybody to a member of the KKK. You know that. And, I heard you say on the show yesterday, but let's be intellectually honest. Okay, let's be intellectually honest.
Let's be intellectually honest. Hakeem Jeffries.
But you know that's not a
Hakeem
place
Jeffries
to go.
in a much more
That's not uniting.
Let me just be honest with you, Chris. I think the way we unite this country is having more open conversations in this country. There is a gap between what people are willing to say in private and what people are.
You can't do this.
Wow. He's not gonna do it.
You can't do this, dog. They got you on. You are on the literally.
I got some conservatives that say he can. I can call them to the outer rim.
You can call
no,
them.
I can play Megyn Kelly to give you what they're saying and watch them pivot right off of it. By the way,
all you want, man. You can call them out to the outer rim all you want. It is a cooking session over here.
Listen. Shout out to your boy Paradox. He been swinging that lightsaber at them, and he been fighting. He been fighting the conservatives, the conservatives, the right wing.
It was some conservative versus conservative crime over there.
Listen. There was a lot.
Yeah, you set me up.
No, I didn't. I was learning from your ways.
I could have told you, boy. BMT real good with the setup, boy. He real good with the sleight of hand.
Had it perfect too, man. Just
one day I'll get Han and Chewie over there. One day I'll get them two over there.
I got to make sure my force field is really, really, really even. By that time, I got to be like Neo in the Matrix. I got to bend reality when I come over there. That's over there talking. But let's hear the rest of this, man.
I like him.
Ramaswamy. Yeah, anybody that's supporting this foolishness, please hit the link. Please explain it to us. We're willing to hear. We're willing to hear your point of view on this for sure.
We're willing to say in public. And I think the way we get to national unity is by opening up those conversations and closing that gap. Some people think the way we get to national unity is by showing up in the middle and compromising. Good people believe this, even in the Republican Party. I reject that. I think the way we're going to unite this country is by reviving the principles that unite all of us as Americans across our diversity, being uncompromised.
That doesn't exist. That's what.
Okay.
What he said. What you're trying to do is get those polar opposites to the middle to have an agreement. That's BJS, please. What is he doing here? Like, can you explain this kind of dissonance of what he's trying to explain here?
He's trying to alpha his way through that bad comment.
Okay.
This is hood service. He's been listening.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm gonna word salad my way out of this. Okay.
I know for conservatives, I can call over here to, come up here to have a.
Maybe you can explain it.
Dude,
Okay.
we already gave the invitation. We ain't no hesitation. Anybody's scared over here, bro.
It's all good. I tell hood service, come get your boy. Okay.
It's all good.
No, Paradox already done banned from this side.
Yeah, you keep saying it like it needs the invitation. The link is in the link is in the
he can come up.
It's in the it's in the what's the
it's in the chat.
The comment, in the chat. Yeah, it's in the chat. So anybody that want to come up and defend this, please do so. I like to hear it.
It's almost like It's almost it's like Magic Johnson defending his son. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I thought when you pull two polar opposite, two extremes, and you pull them together,
yeah,
where is that meeting at?
Yeah.
Oh, he's the kind of
that's not pulling everybody over to the right. That's what he's saying. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, you wouldn't even call a grand wizard in Congress a member of the KKK, much less a black person. Come on,
That's
man.
what I said. A black person?
Yes.
An Adolf person? The one Adolf person in the squad, by the way, the only one of us that's in the squad.
Yeah.
And you're gonna call her out on this?
Yes.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. Not going.
Because the question about racism and you facing racism and how you face it will come up. So it's gonna come up because you're a brown person. It's gonna come up. And this is where you respond to it. Come on, man. You don't belong in this race, man. You don't.
Go get his Indian wake up call.
All right, so let's continue. I'm trying to get through these things.
Don't be afraid.
I'm trying.
Be afraid of the truth.
About those principles. Those are radical principles, Chris. This nation was founded on free speech, open debate, self-governance, the unapologetic pursuit of excellence. These are radical ideals. These are not moderate ideas. Yes.
Having the right to say something, we both know is not the same as whatever you say is going to be right. And
that's correct.
That
and so let's talk about the actual substance of it. When you say you don't go there, I disagree.
But what I'm saying is,
Ayanna Pressley, I want to just really clarify, Chris, for your audience, please. So we're not just having a meta conversation about what I said. I want to be clear about what I said. Ayanna Pressley clearly says, these are her words, not mine. We don't want any more black faces that don't want to be a black voice. We don't want any more brown faces that don't want to be a brown voice. Well, you know what? At points in our history, we have had people who have talked about black faces and brown faces to shut up, sit down, and do as they're told.
Oh, come
on.
Who
did that? Yes, the grand.
Now do you see why I want to punch him in his face?
I tried.
I like him. I like him. He's being bold and empowering. I want somebody to represent me.
I just want to punch him in his face.
All right, so explain it. Explain what was the validity of what he just said?
Well, if you don't, just because I'm black don't mean I gotta speak for blacks. I can speak for myself.
True, absolutely correct. How does that equate to the Grand Wizard of the KKK?
Well, hold on now. They used to tell me that because I'm black, I gotta talk like a shuck and jiving Negro.
I repeat the question. How does that equivalent? How is that comment equivalent to being a racist as much as the KKK, as the Grand Wizard of the KKK, the leader of the KKK?
You don't get to
the equivalent.
Guess what he's saying is you don't get to tell me how I need to talk as a brown person. You're just like them KKK members, and I'm fighting back. I like him. He's young. He got some good hair. He has a good forehead, and he's going places. Time for us to step up. I like it.
You know that's not the argument, right? I'm asking you a very specific question.
What?
How is it equivalent? How is the statement that she made equivalent to what people in the KKK basically put onto black people? How is that equivalent?
Because you're weaponizing race, DC.
She's talking about other people that are non-white. She's giving a critique, just like anybody else does. Just like how you saying that, don't tell me what to say, right? She's trying to shame. I get it. The shaming part is correct. She's trying to shame people into doing something that she probably want them to do, or she think that politics should be a certain kind of way. But yeah, was she right about him and the way he's oriented? Yes, she hit on this one. She may not be right about you, but she's right about him. And he proved it. He proved it because he was being intellectually dishonest. That's what he's doing in this conversation.
Yeah, let's finish the video.
It's not an equivalency. It's not. There's no lynching going on here. There's no threats of violence to him. There's nobody telling him.
It's a verbal lynching. It's a verbal lynching.
No, not even close, bro. Not even close.
That was actually a very good question because you're going to hear it again.
She even talked about other black people, if I'm not mistaken. How's that equivalent?
What you talking about? What you talking about?
No more blackface. She said no more black faces that speak.
That's on y'all side.
Huh?
That's on y'all side.
Come on.
We're free. We're free on the right side. We're free, man.
Man, you're trolling. That's what you're doing.
And that's why that's why they are where they are, right?
Hey. I can't speak for that one brother that's locked up. We lose some in the war on freedom, but it's gonna happen.
But anyway, if the thing is that they're trying to coach you, man. You can't say that, okay? In polite company, there's some things you just can't say if you're running for president. You can't say it.
If I was a white man, can I say that? If I was a white man, can I say that?
Hell no, especially if you're a white man.
Don't
if he's a
forget,
white
we
man,
got
it'd have been donezo already. If he was white, but the thing is, because he's brown, they're trying to talk him off the ledge, but he won't. He's gonna jump.
we have to defend his right to coon.
Oh my
That's
God.
That's what he wants.
Also, I want to show up.
I try my best not to say it.
Cooning is not a crime.
It's not a crime. It's a right.
But it is a way of life, though. But it is a way of life.
Yes, sir. He made a lot of money cooning. He's showing it right there. But he since he got the world stage, it's a whole different ball game now. You can probably do all your cooning and stuff as an executive and all that, and have your business or whatever. But when you running for a president, no.
I'm really trying to look at this from both angles, both sides. That argument that BMT gave is too weak to even live up to it. Do you see any legitimate way or viewpoint that this holds up at all, Art? Do you see any way that this can kind of even hold any weight with any audience or anybody that's listening to him?
No, because DeSantis already did a good job at that, but he did it as a white man. So, he put that in the policy in his own state. This dude is just talking at the side of his, what. So, and then you got a white lady putting him on blast.
Yeah.
Check them on the record and everything.
It's over. Yep.
Yeah, so he been coon-tooed, not me too, but coon-tooed.
Coon-tooed. That's funny.
Yeah, just so he's like I think, was it Carville? I think he said that he's like the next Herman Cain.
Damn.
So this might be his Herman Cain moment. How you gonna maneuver out of this? Especially, we'll see. I don't think he's made a Teflon like BJ said. I don't think he's made a Teflon like Donald Trump.
No. That's been proven. Yeah.
Donald
you can see him struggling.
Donald wouldn't have said it.
Right.
Donald wouldn't have said it.
Yeah.
He would have showed up with Kanye West or some other rapper, say, "See, I didn't mean what I said."
Man.
He would have hung out with some black people the next day.
Mm-hmm. He's about to go to the White House when he's in office.
If he had some juice, he would go to homegirl, take her to dinner, sit down and chop it up, offer a deal. If I make it to president, this is what I'm going to give you. But the thing is, you got to smile for this Instagram picture.
This man just said that this country would come together more so if both sides kept their point of views, and then we basically all agree on what America is and how America's views points are. That's not how this country basically works.
But he's a walking, what do you call it, landmine, because he's saying, it's kind of brilliant, but he's just doing it sloppy. Because you were one of the chocolate Indians, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you saying, I'm saying the C word a lot, but I put it where it fits. But you can do that, and you can be arrogant around the white people that you're kissing butt to, but you're waiting on somebody to talk about your ethnicity. So as soon as somebody talk about your ethnicity, then you can play the race card and still be a C word.
See, that's it right there. Yeah. And you can exaggerate.
If he did it right, he can get away with it, but no, he's still not in the club.
He's too arrogant.
Can I get the link? I have a few friends I must summon to the outer rim. I see I'm gonna need backup for this one.
Yeah, the link is in the chat though, bro.
No, I just
Might need
put
to
it in
do
the back
Homer
chat.
Simpson in the bushes.
It's in the chat. Copy and paste.
Yeah, link is in the chat. So let's continue on with this foolishness.
Mhm.
Also, the link is up above you, man. In the
Is it really? I'm like on the phone. I'm on the phone, so you know, multitasking.
I put it in private for you.
Her
It's
own
not
words.
provocative.
And the reality
It's
is,
not
when
provocative.
Hakeem
It's
Jeffries,
perverse.
said the same thing when he's comparing Donald Trump to the Grand Wizard of the KKK, somehow the left-wing media
Okay.
was fine with it. But when I'm
Okay.
using
No,
Ayanna
listen.
Pressley's own words, then there's
Okay,
an
hold
issue
on,
with it. And
hold
that's
on.
a double standard, and I will not abide it.
But it's not a double standard. I'm with you. I'm saying be
absolutely
consistent.
a double standard, Chris, and you know it.
When people likened Donald Trump or other people on the right to being Hitler-esque or Nazis or Gestapo, it's wrong. It is wrong.
It's dead wrong.
It cheapens the poison of those things. Absolutely, I'm with you on that. Okay, fine. Take it up with Hakeem Jeffries or whoever it is that says it. However,
Fair enough.
you doing the same thing is not.
But I'm not doing the
playing
same
to some
thing.
better
But
virtue.
I'm not doing.
But here's what I'm saying.
But here's the
Here's
thing.
what I'm saying.
Here's the thing,
You
Chris. I'm not doing the same thing
can't move the
because not
discussion.
all statements are equal. Not all statements are
Vivek,
equal. And I
here's
just
what
think
I'm
it's
saying.
open to it's worth having this
It sure
discussion,
ain't.
Chris, which is a good point to make. Which is I
You're
take
not
people at their
moving
word.
the needle.
He's
We're
not
going to
get-
get
he's not
attacked
getting it.
by the media.
He's not getting it.
They give, the
Well,
only
you
thing
see
you
that
have
for
going
sure.
for you is
People
that the
sorry for him.
media didn't jump on people for doing it with Trump. And when I would do it, I would get my butt handed to me for, all these stupid whataboutisms and false equivalency and all this other stuff. You know, you can't make anybody happy right now in this business as a journalist, but it's not really your job. Here's what I'm saying. That's not the kind of dynamite that you explode in the conversation to bring people together. You will never be
So, Chris,
a unity
I
candidate.
respectfully
And
disagree.
that's why people are coming after you for what you wrote a year ago. When you wrote that book, you were
Chris, I
dead
just wanna finish
honest
that quote
about
for a
Trump
second.
and why
I wanna-
you didn't like the
I wanna
election, and you
finish on
changed
the
it out
Presley
of
point.
convenience. Go
Chris,
ahead.
I want to finish on the Presley point,
He
and I'm
doesn't
going
know
to
how to
address
shut
that. On the
He doesn't know how
Presley
to
point
shut
and the Ibram Kendi point, what happens I see on the left is
That was good
many
advice,
good
too.
Democrats are ashamed of those statements from Ayanna Presley, like the quote I shared, or Ibram Kendi's quote, famously, that the remedy to past discrimination is present discrimination. But those views are guiding our culture from universities to corporate America to even behavior in government. And so the fact of the matter is we can't just ignore it, sweep it under the rug, and pretend like it didn't happen. We have to smoke that out and have an open debate about it.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com.
He needs a mentor.
News.
That's
Yeah, he's out.
he needs a mentor. He
does.
needs a mentor. That right there, he's not well refined. Like if he had somebody actually coaching him or mentoring him, they would have told him in his ear because they all get mics. Shut up. Be quiet.
How old is he?
38, if I'm not
Oh, a
mistaken.
millennial.
Oh, damn. He's younger than me.
He's a millennial. I recognize.
man.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I got a few people I can send down there. You know, if they need some people to get in the race, I got a few people I can throw in there.
The fact is he going to listen? That's the problem.
Listen, when he get home, he gonna listen when I tear his ass up.
That's funny.
He's a millennial. He's not ready. He's too young. He needs
I think that's probably why they wait till they get older, don't they? They usually like, what's like? How old was Kennedy?
Kennedy?
44.
That's not bad. That was bad.
The young. Everybody thinks Kennedy the youngest. Actually, the youngest was Theodore Roosevelt.
Yeah.
42.
So I think 40 is like a pretty good age to jump into like that level. I think 40, because you done seen enough and you done, okay, I got it out of my system. I can sit down and shut up and listen.
Yeah.
Just-
That's the second time they're trying to help him.
Right,
right.
And
You
he's
said
not
RFK Jr. is 44?
No.
No.
Yeah, JFK when he ran. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When he became president, I think it was 44, I do believe.
Yeah.
And this guy's 38. He's too young.
He's too I will not lie and say that both sides are trying to give him some grace because of how young he is. but he just can't. And I mean, after a while, AOC they started tagging her ass up, and she started getting quiet. You know, she don't get as loud as she used to anymore. But then they just okay, we got to take you in the back and dust
Yeah.
you up.
I still think they're running away from disparaging his ethnicity. I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to avoid it as much as
Yeah,
possible and treat him with kid gloves.
exactly. Nobody's coming at him because of that. I don't know if he don't notice that, or he don't notice the kind of special treatment that he's getting from both sides. Like nobody.
I think he wants that. Well,
You know,
well he wants that.
I think
I
he's
think they,
leveraging. He's leveraging that, no doubt, no doubt
I
about
think
it.
I think they saw it at a mile a minute. That's why nobody took the bait. Because they already saw. I mean, the only time that somebody went after their ethnicity was Ann Coulter when she put Nikki Haley in
Yeah,
her place. Other than that, it's only time that you're going to go after somebody's ethnicity is for Black Americans. That's the only game in town.
Mhm.
So that's where he's going to have to. I'm not even know if he's seriously running.
oh no,
To
he's
be
serious.
honest,
No, he was serious. He's serious about it.
I'm talking about taking it to the top. I think he just won a cabinet position.
Oh yeah. I think he knows
Yeah.
he's going to cap out for sure. But I thought he had aspirations. He's trying to see on how he was going to
Can
land.
you imagine him in the debate? Okay. I'm no fan of Joe Biden, but can you imagine him in the debate with Joe Biden? And Joe Biden's prepared the whole thing.
I don't know what that would look like. Actually.
Oh, that would be ugly. I'm no fan of Joe Biden, but Joe Biden would probably like to floor with that dude, even with the mention.
Yeah, like I said before, I don't see anybody on that Republican what do you call it, debate or whatever. I don't see anybody beating Joe Biden from that group at all. As screwy as they look, man, it looked like it's like a big circus.
Pretty much.
I think they're trying to draw attention because they're joking around. They weren't serious. I think they're trying to get some buzz around their names.
Yeah. Only chance they got is Trump. If he survived this little thing, that's the only chance they got.
I'm really trying to think on who would be the person if Trump doesn't run. Who would actually be
Good enough to go against Biden.
I know they're pushing DeSantis, but man, DeSantis is so proud. He's so problematic, man.
Yeah, he has too many problems.
He has a lot of issues that he's dealing with in Florida now. Now he has internal issues now, especially with this whole thing going on with the shooting now. That does not help at all. It's separating his state. It's polarizing his state, basically.
Yeah,
All they got to do is
there were
put
already
Go ahead, brother.
there are already reports that Republicans were endorsing Trump over him in Florida anyway a few months ago. So
This dude is so lucky that they didn't put this on the headline saying this was a woke shooting in Florida.
A woke
That would have
shooting?
ruined it. A woke shooting.
A woke shooting. Okay.
It would galvanize his racist vote, but it would make him look bad.
Yeah. And he can't outright, like, he got to be careful on how he talks about that group of people, those group of white nationalists, because they get a lot of support. That report is very solidified.
Yeah. The only person I saw at the debate that I saw had some juice was Haley.
Yeah, and that's the thing, woman, Indian, roots.
Yeah.
That's
DC,
tough. The nationalizer. I don't know.
Yeah,
the nationalizer.
DC, you think she wants a woman back to the Republican Party with that debate?
I think she'd be a great, vice president candidate to go spar with Kamala, because
that would be interesting.
She'll get Kamala on her Indian roots.
Because I was wondering about that, because I noticed she went hard on the women's issues. Like, maybe she's trying to win some women back to the Republican Party. Because
she said to get a woman involved. Yeah, I heard that little comment she made. Yeah, but she has to lean into it.
Indian.
Yeah, she got to lean. You got to lean into that, because there's a base for that in the conservative party. You got women there in the conservative party. Like, there's white women vote in the conservative party. This just it doesn't make sense. You can't totally go anti-female when you're running in politics. It's just not going to work. from either party. It's not going to work.
Right.
You don't have to go totally to the liberal left either, but you do.
That's
You
true.
have to have some kind of balance when it comes down to female representation. Hence the reason why I think she will make a good vice president candidate. I don't know if Trump is thinking about picking her or not, but he may actually do that. He may actually pick her for if he can get some leeway and kind of get to running without dealing with all these cases. But I don't know. He may be in the middle of court. He may not be able to actually even go show up and get on the stump, basically.
So
he's not going to pick MTG. I'm joking. Ooh-wee. Hot firecracker.
But I'm trying to think. Who else was there? Asa Hutchinson. Nope. Chris Christie. Nah. Mike Pence. What do y'all think about Mike Pence? You think Mike Pence can make
No.
He doesn't have the personality.
He doesn't have the personality, and he wants to do a national abortion day, which is dead on arrival.
And that fly will make a return if he does.
Oh my God, you shit.
That's true. You cannot say
That's
that.
true about that fly though.
And he even said he wanted to take it out of the states too. He did say that he wanted to keep it out of the states and make it a national thing.
Right. Yeah, I just.
That's the whole reason why you. That's the whole reason why you give it back to the states and you let the states decide, including your state, by the way.
Yeah.
You got to let the state decide. I mean, that's the whole reason why they took it out of the national. They just took that away because of that. So you can't reverse it.
And most of the voters are women. If they want it, they want it.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like you can't get there's no way around it. There's some places very conservative that are voting for abortion. You know.
Oh yeah.
With
Kansas,
restrictions, but they're voting for it. Yeah. Yeah.
Ohio.
Yeah. The clearly red states, they're doing it. So I mean, it is what it is, man. It is what it is on that point. Who else was there? Damn, I'll just forget this person's name.
Don't forget Tim Scott.
Tim Scott.
You know Tim Scott is just
everybody's favorite smile.
Oh, that smile.
That fat Albert dude with the beanie hat.
I love my mammy. They love them some Bojangles.
Nothing Tim Scott does.
But that Vivek dude was cooning more than Scott. So how you compete with that?
Because Vivek doesn't know how to coon well.
Exactly. He actually think he's in the right. Yeah, he has a righteous indignation with him. Like, yeah, I'm in the right. You're wrong. I'm right. Even when Cuomo is basically telling him that's not bringing the country. What you're talking about is not bringing. You're polarizing people. You don't see that? Oh no, I don't believe that. Okay. You don't believe the sky's blue either.
Tim Scott knows how to play the game.
Yeah, Tim Scott wants that senator seat.
Oh yeah.
Cuomo said, "Fuck around and find out."
Yeah, keep on playing.
Nothing Tim Scott does surprises me because you got to remember who he replaced, Jim DeMint.
Yeah, man, Jim was a mother too. Whew. Man, I just hate that they have him looking like that all the time, man. That smile, man, it just seems weird when he does it because sometimes I can see him there and it almost looks like his smile turns into a frown a little bit, like when he's trying to turn it off.
Is.
He's like a mortician turned into an insurance salesman.
Oh shit!
I'm so glad to see you, man.
Oh boy!
Sign this paper.
Herschel Walker running for senator.
No, Herschel. Now that's ignorant indignation right there. That's just straight up ignorant.
Herschel need to slap his son around a little bit. His son trying to go after the passport, bro. Like, really, dude?
You remember this movie called Fright Night? I remember Fright Night. It was about vampire. The vampire, he eating everybody. He love everybody. That's like me. Herschel Walker. Both of me.
This Rangers badge is making you more powerful. I love this Rangers badge. Will you vote for me for this Rangers badge?
Go Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Both of me.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
I remember I was on Dallas Cowboys and I ran. I remember telling Tony, I ain't here to take your job. I ain't to run with you. I want to run with you. Vote for me. Herschel Walker, Georgia. Be there. Poe. See you there.
From the UFC. Knock the guy out. Vote for me, Herschel Walker. No,
Everything is correlated to football. Everything.
I swear to God, this dude remind me of that dude on them Larry Parker commercials. Larry Parker got me. You know the story. He reminded personality, man. It's like, bruh, why are you? Oh, man. And he almost. Well, did he almost win? I don't know how close the race was.
It was close.
Did he win like 3 or 4 points?
It got separated at the end though. It was closer than that. It was like damn near 1 point. But then towards the end, it wasn't. Yeah,
okay.
It was a stretch. Yeah,
I thought it was 2 or 3 points, but okay.
Yeah,
you won,
Yeah, Herschel Walker, I'm here to represent you, the people, the real people, just like my teammates for the Dallas Cowboys.
So maybe they cloned Herschel Walker too. They cloned him.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, they cloned Herschel.
Time to eat that chicken. Herschel Walker fried chicken.
Herschel Walker.
They didn't clone Herschel, man. Ain't that you, Herschel, on TV? They cloned Herschel, man.
But why there's so many me walking around here with suits?
I know. That's it.
It's kind of strange around here. Where my son at? Hey,
Lord
Daddy.
Lord have mercy.
Right?
You eating that fried chicken, boy?
It'll take all that softness up out of you. I don't know why you're doing that. You Herschel Walker's son. You Herschel. Ain't he a junior? His name is Herschel too, right?
No, his name's Christian.
Oh, that's right. I was about to say, I thought he was a junior. I was about to say, God damn it.
Oh, he went down like magic.
Yep, same thing.
Yeah, he's getting roasted on TikTok because he tried to come for the passport bros. I was like, really? Like, come on.
What is he saying about passport? Are you Herschel Walker's crazy?
Not Herschel Walker, his son.
His son is coming for Passport Brothers?
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
What does he have to do with heterosexual matters anyway?
What I'm saying.
Yeah. Shoot, when I first heard him, Art, I kid you not, I thought that was a female. I didn't know.
They might as well just put "It's Raining Men" on the background every time he sings,
right,
or talk. Like, bruh, what do we got to do with you, man? I mean, he's already out the closet the way he acts. He might as well just go over there in that world and leave people alone.
Yeah.
Well, my son, he fell to the devil. The devil took my son at a very, very young age. But we prayed. We tried to put him into some kind of, repair therapy to kind of reverse his sexuality. But we failed. We failed at the end of the day. But
hear the organ music.
Herschel
you hear the organ music. I'm delivered. I'm delivered. Start jubilating.
Oh Lord.
I can imagine, man. Oh God, every time he goes on social media, it's probably like, dang, I just can't get rid of this. But anyhow,
man, anybody else got any final things, man? I'm kind of like I'm tired, man. I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about this tomorrow too. So I'll just continue it on.
Cool, definitely.
Yeah, cool. Love that.
Yeah, because I've been talking about this dude for a minute. So
yeah, weren't you surprised though by this?
No, heck no.
So you wasn't surprised by what happened today? Okay.
I thought it was gonna be worse.
Damn,
but
worse than this. Oof.
Yeah, because he's emboldened.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, matter of fact, he probably even go even harder next time, thinking that he gonna get lots of support.
I don't think so. You may be right. I just
What will stop him is when other Indians start calling his ass out.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
You're not good for us. You're not good. Don't do nothing my store. You're not even real Indian.
No curfew.
No curfew for you. No curfew for you.
You're not even Habib.
Right.
Oh damn.
They would, man. Because Kamala got some of them Indians on lock too. Don't let that fool you.
Absolutely.
So they probably gonna ambush him.
Absolutely.
So I know he's calculating where he goes. So they're probably gonna pull. You know how Roland tried to do Cube and brought that BLM chick up there.
Yeah, Garza, Alicia.
Yeah, they might they might have another CNN interview and then pull another Indian on the other side. Well, we got a special guest to talk to you. He's like, yeah, bring it on, yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah. It's like a game show host. Behind door number 2.
I know, right?
A new car.
Oh,
Yeah, I love these people. Yeah.
I'm a uniter, not a divider.
Exactly. And the Ku Klux Klan, they're my favorite people.
Oh dear.
They were smart. They were really, really good people on both sides. Both sides, I tell you. Both sides.
Now for my greatest hits.
Oh, man.
I can see it. So I'll try to be creative tomorrow. I'll try to do y'all justice.
Man, appreciate you, man, for coming up, man. Appreciate you.
Not a problem. I got off work. I'm back home. So I'm get ready for the home stretch tomorrow.
All right, man. For sure, for sure.
What
you got? All right, now. What you got, AB?
Peace
All
out.
right, now. Peace.
Man, peace. Got to go to bed, man.
Yeah, man. Me too, man.
Watch Durham tomorrow. Here's some more depressing foreign news.
Well, shit, that's just reality.
Yeah.
You know. What you got, old man? What you got?
Oh man, this is hilarious, man. It's like a mercy killing almost. Like, come on,
yeah. Cuomo even gave him out. He still just
he's trying to coach him online on the air.
He
You
did.
can't do this, okay?
He did. He tried to. Yeah, if you want to be national, you can't do it, bro.
Yeah,
it's what you can't do.
And he kept talking. That's the thing. He wasn't listening. He kept talking.
Well, unfortunately, like you say, he's a millennial.
That's why I say he's a millennial. I said he got to be a millennial because he keeps talking. Okay.
Boy, the first generation that got their hands on Google, boy, they went crazy. That's what it is. Everything in the Google search, boy. I know, but I know better than you. I get the Google.
Yeah, I know better than you. What are you talking about? I'm right. I'm 100% right. If I keep talking long enough, I can convince you that I'm right.
Yeah.
I've been online 9 years. I hear it all the time. You must be a millennial. How'd you know?
Yeah, go to bed and get up and do some more reading.
Yeah.
DC was shocked. You can't be this stupid. You can't make this stuff up.
I was floored. Yeah, you can't even make a good argument. Your argument is going to sound nonsensical if you're going to make it for this guy. For real. Against an ADOS woman talking about other black people that she called, basically that she's calling coons.
Coons, yeah.
Right. She's talking about black people do that all the time. That's just Tuesday.
Yeah.
It ain't even Tuesday yet. That's just we do that. We do that every conversation that we're in. That's not nothing new. And she was nice about it at that. She was. She wasn't even harsh.
Well,
she wasn't even harsh. And you got triggered by that?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You think that's the worst of it?
And he hit the nuclear option. He didn't just hit a bomb.
He went nuclear. KKK.
And
then you're gonna have other black people trying to defend it because they're so in bed with the right. And this is like, man, they make you into this group of people that you just sound crazy, man. You sound against your own self.
Yeah.
So you're not even a support of your own people. And that's the same thing that Vivek got. Vivek is going to get caught up in that, man. They're going to have somebody.
Well, he's lucky. He's lucky maybe he's lucky in the sense maybe because he's in third at like 10%.
He's done so, man.
Because imagine if he was like maybe competing for second or first, how much more heat.
It doesn't matter. Herman Cain was like in first, and they still had to drop out.
He was gaining ground though. Paradox. Last week. If we were talking last week, he was.
He was gaining ground.
Okay, I can get with the brownie. I can get with him. He was still getting racialized. I mean, that's just what America is. You're not going to escape that. There is no escape hatch for that, bro.
No,
you come with these ideals. You can't ideal your way out of race.
Remember something. The Klan. What's weird about it is that the Klan did things to other people too, or at least put fear in people, or at least the idea of it
Absolutely. Other
creates
white
fear.
people
So I
did that.
even wonder how that even makes other people outside of even black people even think about, what he was saying.
What do you think Jewish people is going to say about what you just said? You
That's
comparing
what
that
I'm
to
saying.
Yeah, and that wasn't even used. They haven't even used that yet on him.
Not yet, because I'm waiting for it.
Ooh, if we do that, his career's over.
Trouble. I was saving that too, but nobody came up. But I was saving that one. Yeah, new law. Then everybody's scaring around like roaches, like you dropped a roach bomb somewhere. Like everybody, all the roaches scaring you. Ain't nobody gonna jump on that. Yeah. Because guess who the Ku Klux Klan? Who they hated? Who they hated after the black people?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sticks and kites.
Oh, they couldn't stand them.
Mm-mm.
Still to this day.
Didn't they help support the Nazis?
Are you kidding me? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like all of this stuff, it goes back to the it goes back to Nazism. The Ku Klux Klan invited them in New York City, and guess whose father that was, by the way? One Donald so-called Trump. See that I try to save it, BJS. I wanted that fire though, but I couldn't. I had one in the chamber.
It's like beating up on a baby seal.
In the chamber, baby.
He's a baby seal. They couldn't even beat up on him. He's a baby seal, man. Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah,
are you kidding me? And then you talking about the reason why they correlate him to the Ku Klux Klan because his father was in line with them.
Yes,
he brought them to New York City. That's the history of his family.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm done, man. I got a headache.
All you can do is shake your head like son.
I can't do it.
And then he tripled down one more time.
Oh man.
Okay, let him have him.
Oh boy.
And Chris tried to crack him too. That's the crazy part. He tried with his charming thing, the thing that he does.
He do that charming thing. That works on the women though. It works on the women, but Rami wasn't going. I give him. I mean, okay, that's cool. He wasn't going for it, but still, you got to know when you're wrong. You got to know when to hold him.
Right. He's like, come on, man. Come on, brother. Come on, brother.
I'm gonna alpha my way out of this. That's what he thinks.
He's just like.
After my way through it.
My name is John Henry.
Yeah.
I'm still driving, man. I can beat this train. Okay.
That's that. Ooh, wow. That is. Woof, man. That's the sound of the man working on the chain. Yang yang. For real. You want your cornbread?
Oh my God. You want your cornbread?
Your cornbread?
Oh my goodness. Did somebody just jump on, man? We about to get up out of here. You got something you want to say real quick before we roll out?
Hey, evening, gentlemen. This is Clark. Thanks for taking me up.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, let me ask you guys, what do you think the political trajectory of Vivek is after this episode?
If I was a forecaster,
I'm going to bed. I'm out. That's his.
Yeah, the forecast is looking very, very murky. Very.
He's headed down, and he refuses to hit the parachute button. Okay.
It's the Titanic, man.
I'm not gonna bail out. I'm riding it all the way in. Right.
It's the Titanic. You remember the engineer was trying to explain the inevitability of the sinking of the Titanic?
Yeah.
That's Vivek, man.
Mm-hmm. I'm speaking long term, though, not necessarily this presidential race.
You can't live that one down. There's some things you can live down that won't come back up. But the thing is, they were trying to. Okay, you made a mistake. Can we because it was so egregious, we have to address it, right? Even though we don't want to address it. Can you clear that up so go to the next thing? He wouldn't even do that. He kept doubling, tripling down on it. So basically, it's going to actually basically mark his career from now on.
Yeah, because what he's going to have to do to kind of get over this particular point is going to probably be too much for him to actually do. It's going to be totally against what he stands on.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? What BJS was talking about, the apologizing and all that.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to do all that.
No.
Yeah, he's not going to do what's necessary to come back from this.
No. So you're not presidential material, because being a president, especially presidential candidate, you have to know how to compromise.
Yeah, I think president's off the table. I'm speaking long term. Congress, Senate, governorship.
Oh, yeah.
What's his political trajectory?
Governor, no. Governor,
no. Congress,
maybe. Yeah,
Depends on where he runs.
you can radicalize yourself in the country.
An appointment to a department head. What do you guys say?
Ooh,
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, he could do that, but it has to be appointed by a conservative that is willing to take a chance on his rhetoric and him basically speaking out of turn. Sometimes he gets too smart for the room. I mean, it's just who he is.
Yeah.
He doesn't. I mean, you could tell he may not take counsel very well. He may not be able to be mentored very well.
He does it, man, because like I say, you have two hosts right in a row, man, trying to give you an olive branch. Hey, man, you in that hole. Here's a rope, man. Climb out of this thing so we can go on to something else. And you kept digging the hole.
But it sounds like you think he can kind of rebound from this. What do you see in the future?
I never saw him as a legitimate presidential candidate. I thought he was using this run to raise his profile, make connections, and learn the political game. I think he may be shooting more for like a Senate seat.
The Senate's out of the question, man.
Even a trajectory like Pete Buttigieg, where Pete runs and then he gets appointed, head of DOT. So I think Vivek. I don't think this run was the serious run for president. Well, I think it was, hey, this is my first foray into the political game. Excuse me, guys. I think this was his first, run into the political game. Let me see how this goes. And, he's going to make broader connections with the Republican Party. His name's out there. Now he wants to run. Where's he from? Illinois, Ohio, something in the Midwest, I think. Cincinnati. If he wants to run for a governor in the next 2 to 3 years, whenever that election may be, or a Senate seat, guys, he's got his name out there. He's got some momentum. That was my kind of forecast. I never saw him as a legitimate presidential.
Yeah, it really depends on how he moved from this point.
Because I don't even know if he's liked in the party.
And this is my first time seeing.
I'm not even totally sure yet.
Sorry, President.
Are you good? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say this. I saw you guys when you titled the video, so I was looking forward to getting on and asking us. Apologies, I couldn't get on a bit earlier. But,
come back on, come on earlier, man. Yeah, come on earlier because I think that perspective is very unique. I like the trek to redemption, but redemption is always things that are needed to be done.
Absolutely.
You have to be able to bridge that gap. Because there's some people in ADOS that they're not going to rock with that. They're not going to do it.
Right. Right.
You can't compare another black person to the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan and then stand on it the way he did.
Right. You're supposed to be, oh shucks, I was joking. I misspoke. Something.
Yeah. Based off the history, even if she was shaming you, even if she was in the wrong, even if she was exaggerating, it's not equivalent. It's not equivalent to the KKK.
That's why they're asking that way. You do know, right? They keep putting it in that. You do understand, right?
Right. Because this black.
He's like, what? What's the problem? What's the problem?
But black people do that to each other all the time, both sides, from the left and the right. We shame each other all the time. It happens. That's how we talk.
Yeah,
we talk collective like that. So the all thing, we all do that. Black people should be doing this. How many panels have you been on today where you say black people should be doing this? We should be doing this. And black people that don't do this, you're stupid. That's just how we talk. So the fact that he doesn't see the collective, the individual side that you're doing what white people do, but they are allowed to do in their classification because whiteness is basically covered in American. They don't have to say white. You could just say I'm American. But if you're dealing with us, you got to say black conservative, black American, all that type of stuff. That's what you're not wanting to deal with. But that's a history that goes back to that. That's the reason why it makes it difficult for him to kind of eliminate how that binds into the political aspect of how people view things now. The response that they have. Yeah, it's radicalized, it's exaggerated most of the time. Yes. You see what I'm saying? It's radicalized. But the fact that you don't recognize that the history of it, that's where you fall short on that.
I will say this: my growing concern is folks that I interact with, 30 and under. It seems there's they look at the KKK as the opposite or equivalent of BLM. So if you can't distinguish what the KKK really means in context and history to the African American experience here. You'll just look into that comment I see with some young folks, and it's like, well, it's not. They don't grasp, like you guys just said. They won't grasp, I don't think, what that really means in context. If you just think it's the other side of the coin of BLM, or hey, every racial group has their hate group. So the KKK is just the white hate group of white people, and BLM is the black people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
they aren't equivalents. And if you hear that statement by Vivek, I mean, I have associates right now, 30, 28, 29, who are like, you know what? I know he said that, but you know, everybody experienced slavery and everybody has racial, racism, and they don't understand the history. So that's my concern with that kind of language. I think for, folks like yourself and older generations, there's no way that's going to fly. But that's the area of my growing concern.
Yeah, but it's easy because what ends up happening is he's better not talking about it. He's better just allowing that to be the thing. But when people go back and take a look at what the KKK is and the reason why it is basically pointed out this way, because people are going to still try to figure out whether that's true or not, whether he made a statement that, based in fact or based in not, being accurate. If you got a real inquisitive mind, especially a young mind, they can easily go to YouTube, put in KKK, and see the history broken down to them in all kinds of ways. No rhetoric, no nothing. Just they got video of these people doing what they did. They were very, very out. They were very, very out with it. Very, very much so. They taped their cross burnings. They taped their views. They made their views very, very well known. What's the name? Bull Connor, part of the KKK. Very, very influential. And was he in Alabama or Mississippi, I think? Either way, Sheriff Bull Connor.
Mm-hmm.
He had whole videos of him explaining the reason why he felt the way he did and the reason why blacks should be in their place. And he did it very calmly. He wasn't angry. He wasn't mad about any of it. He said, "Yeah, they just need to stay in their place, and that's what it is." So that's it. Yeah, it's something that is on historical record. And anybody that's young that's listening to this, there's a very good documentary that I watched when I was very, very young, called Eyes on the Prize. Yeah, after you watch something like that, it changes you forever. It gives you a very, very unique knowledge of American history. I don't even want to say Black history because Black history is American history. That's the point. That is the point at the end of the day. And why are they trying to hide American history when basically that was the main thing that was going on in the 60s? What was the 60s about? When people talk about the 60s, it was other things going on, but that was the main thing that was happening in this country. Nationwide, they were dealing with the race problem, period. That's part of American history. So no, it's not far enough into the future to where it can be forgotten. People are just ignorant to it. You're right about that. But once they look into it, which is what he brought that up himself. He said that this is the person. He didn't even have to bring that up. He didn't even have to bring the Klan into it. He could have kept it very nuanced and basically used different language to get his point across. But he decided not to go that route. He wanted to sensationalize it and reverse it. He wanted to do the reverse racism thing. There's a reason why white people don't use that anymore. But he don't know that. That's what I'm saying. So why would you do it?
It did not hold.
Now you see what I'm saying, Clark? You brought light to something that you didn't have to bring light to. He did that.
I agree.
That's his fault. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, I like some of the things he said too. I like the way he was brash, new. I wanted him to kind of push the Republican Party forward because I know a lot of Black people want to be conservative. And I want that for you guys, but I want it to be a realistic thing. This makes it unrealistic because you're not dealing with the race problem properly, and it's a real thing because it's a part of our history. You can't escape that. I don't care if you're talking about the bootstrapism of Booker T. Washington. the idealism of W.E.B. Du Bois, the innovation and the genius of Dr. Carter G. Woodson, and what's the other guy that I'm thinking about? The one that George Washington Carver. When you're thinking about all these great Black men, by the way, that are integral to history in America, not anywhere else, here on this ground. Very, very important. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why you don't want to talk about that stuff. But that's just the fact that we call it Black history and all this, like it's like we're talking about African history from some other land. That's not really what we're talking about. We're talking about Afro-Americans and African Americans that were basically here on this soil, most of them descendants of slaves.
Let me ask you something. Do I strike you as conservative?
No.
Okay.
Not really. Moderate.
Yeah, I mean,
more moderate. Than
some of the questions is aligned in these spaces. So,
more moderate. More moderate.
Let's get to some of these panels. But I appreciate you guys. I know you got to go. In closing, I know you guys did the NFL stream a couple weeks ago, and I was wishing I could get on that, but work had me tied up.
We're gonna do what for the season, man. You definitely
top 10 and I'm out. Top 10 QBs.
Okay, go ahead. Who's your top 10?
Mahomes at 1, Burrow at 2, Hurts at 3, Allen at 4, Rodgers at 5, Russell Wilson at 6, Dak Prescott at 7.
Hold on, Russell Wilson at 6 though.
Oh yes. Okay, all
right. I'm gonna let it go.
Let me get the last two. Off at 8. I got Lamar Jackson at 9 and Justin Herbert at 10.
Who's at 10?
Herbert.
Okay, yeah, I don't hate your list. I don't hate it.
That's not a bad list.
It's some rearrangement. I heard words. It's pretty solid. Because people give Herbert a little bit too much credit. So I feel that. They give him all this
with Herbert. I could move Stafford to 10. I might move Watson to 10, and I might move Kirk Cousins to 10. So I'm willing to take Herbert out. Right now, I got Herbert.
You got Herbert there. Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, Russell is 6 though. Woo, that's that gotta be track record with Russ. That gotta be
that's what it is. It's the history.
It's gotta be the
That's
it. Yeah. You gotta include the whole career with Russ. Yeah, his career is phenomenal. He was a phenomenal quarterback. He's a phenomenal quarterback. History-wise,
yes,
no doubt about it. He really was. Yeah, no doubt.
All right, but you guys have a good night. Look forward to listening to more content.
Thanks for coming up, man. Come up earlier next time, man. We can.
We'll do.
For sure, man. Thanks for coming up.
All right.
All right, man. So you done a whole. Well, you've been. you did.
Been cranking today.
You put in some work today, man. I'm about to go back and listen to that BMT stream, man. I know I'm gonna be triggered, but I'm gonna have to listen to it anyway. I already know. I listened to some of it, but you guys were going for so long. I'm like, man, let me go ahead and get back to it. But man, I didn't know he did this. Vivek, you. What's the who DJ Khaled? You got to cue it up. Congratulations.
You played yourself.
You played yourself. If there's no one, I know Charlemagne is going. Oh, he's going to love. He's going to give you that donkey. You're gonna get that donkey.
Yeah. The left is already clipping and running their vids already.
Get that donkey. This is gold for them. You are going to get clapped back because they saw you as a threat now. Oh yeah, you are. Yeah.
And Megan Kelly, she came out and said, "Hooray! Somebody's finally pushing back on the left." And she had 2 white guys, or one guy looked white. I don't know what the other person was, and they literally pivoted right out of it. They didn't explain the Klan. They didn't bring the Klan up. They let him say it in the video, and they went on to some other stuff.
The one organization that you cannot, that's homegrown here, that you cannot support unequivocally, no reservations, is the Ku Klux Klan. You cannot do it, man. Even if you support them, you cannot do it. Not in open space, man. It's dead. It's non grata. They got too much blood on their hands. Too much blood on their hands. No doubt. Documented. They was not shy. On TV. You can't compare. It's not the same thing. And that's what I'm saying. You proved her statement right. This is why you shouldn't be talking. She proved like
That's true.
You know, you shouldn't be talking about this.
That's true.
She didn't talk about your culture. She didn't otherize you. She said black people and brown people shouldn't talk like that.
Mhm.
Shamed you. Yeah, she did do that. She did do a little mommying, but you know, that's how it is in the culture. But here she was accurate. She was right. She got you. You got code broken. That's how it is, man. You know, good example of it. You want to know what code broke is? That's what you was on. You was on some other stuff, and you got broken down, man. And you still was trying to stand on it.
And you may try to get some more people to come. I want to see what I want to see they're going to get some phone calls and see if they're going to be able to get a list of people to come out and try to protect some of that. I'm trying to track that for the next week or so. I'd be surprised.
Yeah, well, I'm good, man. I'm good at rock and roll, man. Let's get on.
All right, man. This is the Code Breakers. This is Paradox.
And this is D. Until next time. Peace.